The live look at this. This has come a long way since I've joined in the preliminaries.
Well, Clay got the real deal account for that money.
Yeah, maybe $12 a month.
Uh-oh.
I think Dustin Becker might call in. He was
Some new pictures
of
what's his name's dick.
Hello.
Well, that's a good way to start.
Isn't that the one who scrubs what's his name's cock?
what are we talking about?
Who'd you say, Dustin Becker?
Why don't you save it? Why don't you save it?
Oh, all right.
Just ask him flat out. You got pictures of somebody. Just be like,
No, you've been scrubbing?
What are you talking about at all?
That is who is the guy, right?
I still have no idea what you're talking about.
White tea.
Dustin Johnson?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. What? Oh, I didn't forget that.
You never said Dustin Johnson. I feel like
I said, isn't that the guy that scrubs the guy's dick?
Oh,
yeah, but before you said scrub, you were just like, is he going to show us any pictures of that guy's dick? Man.
Okay, my bad.
Chips Ahoy.
Tonight is sponsored by Chips Ahoy.
Gotta earn those factory workouts.
Definitely make sure to
Yo. Quarantine Tonight is live, baby. Welcome to the 1L Studios and a little show I like to call Quarantine Tonight.
If Corona's got you home, sitting staring at your phone, will make you feel alright on Quarantine Tonight. Woo!
Ladies, gentlemen, welcome to the show. Before we get into things, I've prepared some jokes.
Ooh.
I haven't prepared as efficiently as I have in past weeks, so this will be a good experiment as to the requirement of practicing jokes before delivering them. Here we go. J. Crew has filed for bankruptcy and has reached a deal to convert about $1.65 billion of debt into equity while reinventing their brand. It is reported J. Crew is planning to emulate its smash hit Madewell brand in relaunching Crewwell, a Hot Topic competitor, where the usual 10% college discount will now apply to those with face tats. You got to have face tats to get the 10%. Did you ever get the college discount at J. Crew?
No, I did not shop at J. Crew College.
No?
No.
I still actually have this. Yeah, you
shopped at Goodwill in college, son.
Yeah, I was broke.
I shopped at J. Crew. Still shop at J. Crew. Everything you buy is supposed to be on sale anyway. Nothing's full retail price.
$120 pants are on sale for $80.
No, more like 70. That'll be another 20%. Also, you could be, as long as you had your student ID, you could still get that discount. By the way,
I never even heard about this J. Crew discount.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them do student discounts. Just show them a student ID. So if you still have your college ID,
I still have it. I use it for movie theaters too. And speaking of movie theaters, oh yeah, 3 movie theaters outside San Antonio, Texas, became some of the first in the nation to reopen Saturday. The theaters have apparently repurposed the hot butter dispensers for hand sanitizer. What do you think about that one? Is that a good joke?
I like it, especially if you think about someone licking their buttery sanitized hands. There's still like a little bit of butter left in there.
Uh-huh.
No, what scares me is
They had to flush
there might
the
be
pipes.
a little sanitizer left when they put butter back.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done that trick when you're at the movies and you want to get butter down to the core of the bag? So you get out a bunch of straws and you're all of a sudden like an oil rig driller. You put those straws down to the core of the bag and then you hook it up to the nozzle. And so the butter goes down to the core. It's not just the top layer.
You can feel your heart clogging while you do it.
That is a very engineered approach.
be like Derek when he eats popcorn.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Derek. Anytime Derek would eat popcorn, he would like fill up his entire hand in the movie theater and just shove it in his mouth and like.
Oh,
it
that's
just
my
gets-
style
how
too.
Clay eats
That's how I eat
Also,
every.
the DC approach, giant mitten full of kernels.
Lucky is staring at himself.
What am I? All right, that was the joke about movie theaters. Here's one about colleges. Angry undergrads are suing colleges for billions in refunds and future losses on unfinished MRS degrees. Hashtag chauvinism.
I don't.
Because women go to college to find rich men.
They go there to get their MRS to get married.
Oh, should I miss that? I missed the
So,
misses.
you know, with the Corona shutdowns, all these undergrads, they're like, man, I missed
They
out on
can't
that
find them
on that
virtually.
frat party where I could have met my husband. So that's the future losses, maybe on a alimony or a, you know, it's pretty dark. That's why you had to finish it up with hashtag chauvinism.
Well, I think UK practiced
Still didn't.
that.
That wasn't a very good joke. Kim Jong-un reappeared in public for the first time today in nearly 3
man.
Man.
He's something. This North Korean dictator. The North Korean dictator was apparently attending a Tony Robbins retreat, refinding his inner nuclear power within.
Like it.
That's a Tony Robbins book.
Good.
This one's really bad. Police departments in Florida and Connecticut unveiled a fleet of drones capable of taking a person's temperature from 300 feet in the air. The drones aren't perfect, apparently, as they're giving false positives for folks with Bieber fever.
Ooh, the Biebs.
Hey, baby, all right, baby, oh. Facing meat shortages, some Americans are hunting their meals, was a headline run by Reuters on Sunday. Hunting their meals. We can confirm, in fact, Melissa and I recently enjoyed some plastic owl soup and a little deep fried flamingo. Yard decoration humor. You ever seen those plastic owls that you're supposed to put out there to keep critters out of your garden?
Yeah.
So I shot that and then we ate it as we did with a pink plastic flamingo.
You ever drink out of one of those? The flabango?
Yes.
How's the funneling factor on a
Not good.
flabango?
I haven't done it, but I've heard it works well.
You
But
haven't done it?
I pretty
Mr.
much
Party in quarantine hasn't done the flabango.
I pretty much hit for the cycle in the college drinking apparatuses. I don't think I ever did the
Did you ever do the dizzy
flabango.
bat,
Dizzy bat, yes.
Philip?
no, I didn't get to party much in college.
He was learning stuff.
Doing art.
Yeah, really hard.
Here we go. This one's interactive.
Oh god.
Oh, this one's political in nature. The Supreme Court held their first ever arguments by phone today. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was apparently 2 minutes into an impassioned opinion on electoral college ballots when she realized she'd been on mute.
Ooh.
I hate that. Everybody was politely waiting to hear her statements, and she's ripping through it, and she looks down and the little red light's on.
Good.
It's pretty old.
Masks are the new concert t-shirts for bands like Dave Matthews and Billie Eilish. Fans of Slipknot are reportedly burning their masks to protest the invasion of poser non-maggots. Did you know that's what Slipknot fans call each other? Maggots?
No, I would have guessed they were the
Heard
knots or something.
Not head.
Not heads.
Apparently they call themselves maggots because they all feed off of the music.
Oh.
Well, they like Slipknot. so
And they all wear
the name is
masks.
lame.
So we have masks and then we have masks, you know.
So will the new Dave Matthews song be called Mask Into Me instead of Crash?
Mask into me. can I hear your best version of masking to me?
Maybe Phil.
Phil?
I've got other Dave Matthews, but I don't have like a lyrical thing stored up here.
You've got your mask, you've got your Purell into my heart of a tapa.
Yeah.
Thank you. Strip clubs across the nation are expected to reopen cashless operations soon, requiring a whole new vernacular for patrons. Hey, baby girl, I'ma make it Ven snow.
Woo!
That's pretty much, like Venmo. Hey, baby, you down to dance dirty for a little 210 net 30? A little invoice humor there. If you don't want to pay immediately, you could send them an invoice and you get a 2% discount if you pay in 10 days. You know what I'm talking about, small business owner Zane, don't you?
Absolutely, baby. Get that discount.
Down to get dirty for a little 210 net 30? All right, here's the last one, and I'll see if you guys had come up with anything. All right, girl, let's see you do something strange for a Bitcoin exchange. You guys come up with any new vernacular in a cashless strip club?
Sorry, you had a Venmo one?
Yeah, but what'd you come up with?
No, I was just saying get low for that Venmo, but that might have been exactly what.
Oh, wow, that's way better than Ven Snow.
Oh, right.
Get low for some Venmo.
I like that. I think that one's good.
I had one like, hey, girl, I couldn't quite figure it out, but it was like, hey, girl, watch out for the precipitation. The cloud is coming in. And he was going to like hold out his like iCloud, Apple Pay thing, but I couldn't quite figure that one out.
What would be PayPal?
PayPal?
I guess it's maybe just going to be on her bra or panties is going to be like the Apple ID. And you're just going to take your phone and just
QR code on her pasties.
Yeah.
The bump.
They all have to get tattoos on their body of their QR code.
Or they could have the nip things. Have their QR code.
Yeah, the little tassel. Yeah.
Tap
That'd be
pasty.
cool. The PayPal could be Baypal.
Ooh.
Not so good, huh? Here's the last joke. Are you guys ready? Escape rooms are really being hit hard among other businesses in the absolutely positively non-essential industry.
Yeah, I severely dislike escape rooms. They make me so mad.
What is it that makes you so mad about them?
Well, I knew I wasn't gonna like it going into it, so maybe a bit of a bad attitude, negative Nancy. But we did it with too many people, and there weren't enough like roles to be assigned. So I kind of just sat around and watched other people that were like, "I meant to do this thing." I'm like, "Well, that's cool for you. I'm just kind of sitting around poking the wall, seeing if something moves."
Just trying
You
to
so
cheat.
prophesized your escape room experience. You knew it was gonna suck.
So did they oversell it so there were more patrons than roles?
I don't know if they oversold it or they just weren't gonna put a max on it. It was just like 5 people are really gonna have fun and the other 3 might not as much, but you can't get a refund.
No refunds.
They were really popular for a while.
Have you done one?
No, I have no interest in doing one.
We did a date box one that was pretty embarrassing. We had to keep getting the clues and the hints and
still couldn't figure it out.
yeah, it was brutal. Zane, have you done one?
I have not. No,
Okay,
I've no.
good call.
I'm with Melissa. No interest.
Can you
Oh,
guys?
okay.
Yeah.
Like, I would almost be sure I couldn't escape, and then I would just feel like an idiot. I paid to not escape.
Oh, I had this
I-
written down too. I wonder if there's a lobbyist for the escape room industry.
And it would be my old boss. She's done it like over 30 times.
She's an expert
She-
escaper.
Loves them.
What would the lobbyist for the escape room industry say? Governor, just because we have 30 people locked inside a small room together does not mean that this is a dangerous business. This is essential.
Essential entertainment.
Can you guys think of any other absolutely positively non-essential industries?
All these millennial drinks. I'm drinking a CBD sparkling water infused with adaptogens. That's absolutely not essential.
What is an adaptogen? Let's Google this. Adaptogen.
It's like a form of superfoods.
A non-toxic plant that are marketed as helping the body resist stressors of all kinds, whether physical, chemical, or biological. These herbs and roots have been used for centuries in Chinese and, oh boy, don't know this one.
Ayurvedic.
Where is that?
Ayurvedic.
Ayurvedic healing traditions, but they're having a renaissance today. Where in the heck is Ayurvedic?
It's not a place.
It is one of the world's oldest holistic body healing systems. Okay, so it's a system established 3,000 years ago in India. And that's the end of the jokes. So I'm going to play the song.
If Corona's got you home, sitting staring at your phone, will make you feel alright on quarantine tonight.
Beautiful rendition, Phil. Beautiful.
Very nice. Phil Seagram, creator of the Quarantine Tonight theme song. To my right this evening is the beautiful and talented Miss Melissa Wannell of Sunflower Catering. Melissa, welcome to the program. You look lovely.
Thank you. You're creeping me out.
How was your week?
Oh, same as it's been last night.
Well, we've had a little bit of movement in the catering business. We dropped off a delivery today. Shout out to the Cottages. Thanks for your patronage. They got a couple of pizzas and what else?
Banana bread and breakfast burritos.
Delicious, delicious.
Banana bread. Love that.
And Melissa and I had
Lunch date.
we had a lunch date today. We went and ate in a real live restaurant.
We had dividers, like makeshift hospital dividers, and then behind our booth it had plastic divider. It was weird.
And the waiters all had masks on.
Was there an option to have a divider at your table, like between the two of you, if you were on like a blind date or something?
Good question, and that could open up a whole new genre of restaurants, sort of the Love is Blind sort of spin-off restaurants. You can't see who you're eating.
Okay.
Well, it's just like Frisch's. Remember Frisch's back in the day where they used to have the like divider between each tables?
No.
Yeah, like so like if you're in the old Frisch's, like all old Frisch's, like they'd have like 2 rows of booths. And they'd always have the old style like split. Also, same with like First Watch too, had the same thing. Can you not hear me?
Oh no, I can hear you just fine. Okay, I guess I don't remember that. I remember sneeze guards at Frisch's. I don't remember these dividers.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember about Frisch's, which is also not called Frisch's everywhere, they're Bob's Big Boys and other shit like that. I just remember they had crushed ice, and that was
the best.
The best.
I remember they had that rotating thing of pies, and it looked like no one had ordered one of those slices of pies since they started rolling.
Yeah.
Now we vote.
8-year-old pie.
What is that?
This is like the old time Frisch's. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this.
Oh, okay, divider. Oh, the wooden dividers between booths.
Yeah. So like that's like the new. That was glass, but back in the
No,
day it was
every
like
booth
wood.
did.
But they
Wood
went
lattice.
all the way up behind us. Jay.
Okay.
It's just a damn booth.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Zane. Well, welcome to the program, Melissa.
Are you
Excited to
hungry
have you.
still?
That's what I'm getting to next. And if you'd like to join the discussion tonight, the Grown phone is open. 925-726-3224. Oh, goodness gracious. Lucky's pulling out cables and wires and barking.
The damn wires had it coming to him.
Oh god.
Uh-oh, you want out? Stay tuned.
It was bound to happen. He gets all tangled in the wires.
Melissa, I'm pretty jealous that the winners of last week's competition both got pizzas, or was that two? Damn.
I realized I screwed up because I gave Sarah and Landon a pity point, so they didn't technically win. And then I was like, oh,
Pity pizza.
it's okay.
Frieza, you know.
Well, you guys have to
spreading
come
the
visit,
love.
and I'll make everyone pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got room here in the
I'll
1L.
hop,
Make my
I'll
own
hop on a
pizza.
plane right now. I got no problem hopping on a plane.
Our next
You'll be the only one on the plane.
our next introduction is Quarantine Tonight's house band, Phil Seagram. Phil, how's your week been?
Oh, we're doing good. We're somehow keeping on with different recipes and food prep and stuff like that. Watching new.
What'd you guys make this week? Or did you do it yesterday?
We roasted a whole bunch of vegetables and had our first experience with bitchin sauce, which I know everybody probably knows about, but this was our first introduction and it was pretty bitchin. Quite liked it.
So
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't pay attention to those things.
it's a sauce that's made from almonds. It's very good, but it's not cheap.
Yeah, those almonds. It takes a lot of water to grow an almond.
Spicy, garlicky hummus kind of
Mhm.
tasting kind of dip.
Okay.
Kinda
Is
thick.
that something that you're going to put into a regular repertoire, or is that
Yeah,
a
I must start throwing it on everything.
Repertoire in
Whoa,
it.
we put Tony's on everything. That's our go-to. Popcorn, burgers, fries. Clay Tatoes is the newest craze in our place.
Potatoes, I like it.
Clay's Crazy Kernels.
Oh,
Clay
yeah.
has started popping popcorn and bacon grease.
Oh yeah, we make the bacon in the morning,
It's
then
really good.
you save the grease, son, and then you pop the kernels in the bacon grease. How you like me now, playa?
Dang.
Good.
Phil,
Yeah.
am I understanding this correctly that you have prepared a song for our special guest this evening?
Yeah. Well, when we were on the chat before the show and Zane revealed, his topic of choice, which is, what will dating look like during the quarantine and post-quarantine era? The lyrics just fell right into the place with the help of my wife, Jenny, lyrical genius. So you might recognize the tune a bit. I'm just gonna, let me see if I can give a nice background.
The first one is good.
That's a solid man bun.
Big first one. So I don't know if this is what was going on with ZB or not, but here we go. This one's for you, Zane, and your new reality of dating.
Oh yeah.
Quarantine, I've been locked up lately, nightly, scrubbing all my things. Please, please, take me on a date. You wear those gloves and I will wear my mask. Oh, 6 feet beneath the milky twilight, 6 feet out on the moonlit floor. Don't touch anything. Wash up your hands and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. Don't kiss me. Hold on a sec. Six feet down by the empty restaurant, walking at a safe distance. Bring your COVID mask. Be sure to sanitize, that's all I ask. Oh, 6 feet beneath the milky twilight, 6 feet out on the moonlit floor. Don't touch anything. Wash up your hands and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. Don't kiss ZB.
Wow. excellent instrumentation.
We need to record all these.
Excellent
Quarantine
singing.
covers
Good
you're doing. They're
lyrics.
good.
Way to go, Jenny, if you can hear us in the
Way to go,
background.
Jenny.
Oh yeah, she heard.
Solid. Well, I mean, what a beautiful serenade for our special guest this evening. One of Cincinnati, Ohio's most eligible bachelors, the president of Closets and More. Please welcome the Zane Ruben to Quarantine Tonight. Zane, welcome to the show, amigo. We hear that you had a date recently. How in the hell did you do that safely, given the president's recommendations?
Good everything.
Sounds like you already got a cough, huh?
Oh boy. Did you drink a shake through a mask like that?
Absolutely. Took every CDC precaution possible.
Oh my God.
Did you do that?
Hand wrap.
I can't see what that is. Hold on.
Making out with saran wrap in between you.
Oh,
Is
I
she
didn't think
killing
about that.
him or kissing him?
She's kissing him and maybe
Okay,
gonna kill him. Not sure.
Zane, quit beating around the bush, man. Tell us about this date. Who was this special young lady?
Yeah, what's her name? How'd it go?
The chick I was talking to for like a month or so, and then I was kind of just keeping it low key, and then I didn't really know what to do, and I just kind of told her, I was like, hey, like I don't really know what protocol is, and so she's like, well, it's cool, dude. We can just meet up, and she recommended that I cook dinner at my place. So that was date one. Huh?
Were you in the living room while she was in the kitchen?
It was a little weird, honestly, having someone over the first time, not actually knowing them.
Yeah,
You
But
gun her at the door.
yeah, I mean, she was like 5'2". I didn't really have to worry about that.
you never know.
That's
What?
true. She
I
coulda
don't
kicked
think
my
you
ass.
understood the question. He asked you if you shot with
People
the
don't get
little
famous.
gun at the door, bro. You gotta figure out if you're
thought you meant
febrile,
a real
even though
gun,
you can
Phil.
spread it
I thought you.
asymptomatically.
No, I thought Phil meant did he hold up a gun and like search her?
Fever gun. Check
What
her.
did you think he said?
I heard the gun, but I thought he was like, did I check her? Like, did I put a gun to her
That's
head?
what I thought too.
What?
Yeah.
Why would he be putting a gun to the woman's head, you crazy?
What did he say though?
It's weird. Hot.
You're a kook, not a poke.
To check if she had a fever. It's what like cops are doing if you're
Oh.
entering, like they scan you with a little like heat.
Yeah, I know.
ray.
I've been to a doctor. Yeah. I
Like,
get an allergy
man,
shot.
she was
They do
5'2". Not worried about it.
I could take
It's good to know that you don't feel threatened.
By all women.
5'2".
So is Tinder putting out any kind of policy? I'm getting an email from every friggin' company on
You're getting emails from Tinder?
I'm not getting emails from Tinder. I'm getting emails from Subway and from Vanguard and from Lowe's. And they're saying,
Lowe's.
don't forget about us. But what they're saying is, we have updated our COVID policies. It's like, I know why you're emailing me. I know.
You broke.
So did you get an email from Tinder or anything, giving any recommendations?
Well, I'm not on Tinder, but on like Hinge, they have the thing that just says like, you know, stay at home dating, face chat and all that stuff, and FaceTime. Like, you cannot get to know someone through FaceTime or through Zoom. Like, there has to be the physical connection. You have to be there. So she came over, we cooked, and then
Blessings.
What's her name?
Julia.
What's her Instagram?
I
We'll see.
respect a gentleman that doesn't, disclose too much.
Boring.
Those last names.
Melissa wants
We'll-
some spicy, Zane.
We'll
Give her
see if
some
there's. I don't know
spicy.
if there's gonna be another date. She didn't. I don't know. We'll see.
Just text her this image and then you're good to go, man.
You think if she,
Yeah, that speaks volumes.
do you think she would call into the show if we texted her?
No, I don't. I'm good. We actually had 2 dates, by the way.
Oh,
there's more to the story.
where was the second date?
Second date was walking to Condado, which is a Mexican restaurant at the Banks. So I live about 15 blocks from the Banks. So we walked to the Banks, ate there, had some margaritas, walked back to my place.
You can eat
Like-
in the restaurant in Cincy too?
No, it's just carry out.
Melissa has a question.
Do you like
Yes.
her?
Yeah, she's a fun girl. I had a lot of fun with her. But I
don't
told her to
think
I
text me.
feel
She
like
got,
you're very picky.
What? Yeah, but what is the bar, the new age bar, like now that you're out of this? It's like, oh, she was entertaining, or is it just the first person you've seen?
she. Here, you want to give me? How many people are listening to the show right now?
Us three.
Well, hang on a second.
Four.
I can pull it up here if you really want to know. Throwing me under the bus here in front of all of our millions of fans. We have 2 people watching.
Okay. So first date was that, and then second date was the Condado date. And probably the funniest thing about this date was she parked all the way. She was to come to my place. She parked about probably 10 minutes away from where I live, and that walk is about a mile. And she pretty much was right by the projects. Okay. So like, you know where the Sam Adams plant is, Seagram, like on Liberty? I don't know if you remember that, but there's these baseball fields like are literally not in the safest area. This is where this 5'2" little 110-pound girl parked. Okay. And I'm like, you walked here. She got lost. So she then decided not to go back to her car. She decided to just pull out her phone and walk to my place. She had no idea where she parked. The fact that she said baseball fields, and I asked her a couple more questions, I was like, you're over, like, not in a good area.
Walk her back to her car.
Yeah, I walked her back to her car. Well, we ate, and then I found this out. And then we walked back to her car to go get it and then pull it back to my spot. And I'm just like, we probably should have drove to get your car, not walk there.
What was your anxiety level walking there?
No, it was pretty fine. It was high, but it wasn't that high. But I'm just
8 out of 10 butt pucker.
I more was just like, you were trying, like, I asked her, it was funny because the conversation happened about being a feminist earlier. And I was like,
Oh boy.
she's like, yeah, I didn't want to ask for directions. I didn't want to call you and ask for directions on how to get to you. I wanted to figure out myself. And I just was like, are you kidding me? You literally parked in the hood. Like, you could have called me or GPSed and used your phone. She decided not to use her phone.
So are you saying this is a strike against her?
No, I just was finding this quite comical. But anyway, besides the factor, second date, walked her back out front after we moved her car, and I said, text her to get home. She said, I'm home. I said, great, had a fun time, and she hasn't responded.
Ooh.
Maybe she's playing hard to get. You men.
Yeah, she did play hard to get because when I was making out with her, I
The other day, without a mask.
No, they poked holes in the mask. The mask got a hole in it.
All the humanity.
Zane, your mom
What
is watching.
the hell? Yeah, who is this? J. Ruben, apron lover, 80.
Yeah, that's definitely Judy.
Oh, her name is Closets and.
JK.
let me tell you, if she is watching, she would not allow me in the house anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to get tested, bro.
So when you were making out with her, she was playing hard to get?
Let's put it this way. She was wearing a crop top, so it's very easy to go underneath. And when I went underneath, she took my hands and put them down.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what
how
hard
did
to
that
get
feel?
is to you.
By the way, we made out on the first.
ZP.
By the way, we made out on the first date too. So just let
She
you know.
probably likes you, but can't give away too much.
Wow, I imagine that's a difficult,
Any day the top can come off.
Little
that's a
hands.
difficult line to walk in this new day and age when men are being held to I think a better,
Absolutely.
better.
I can't be the next Harvey Weinstein.
Isn't it a little bit more anxiety provoking when you're trying to be a confident, sexy man, when you got to think twice? It's like, ooh, do I go for that spicy move, or do I kind of defer to the recommendations of the Me Too movement?
I mean, first day I did pick her up and throw her on the sofa, so I'm not really sure on
What? What tarnation?
Love line.
Like it.
What was she getting mud on your chinchilla rug and you had to throw her on the couch? You dab it. What movie was that? Denzel movie? Spicy. Woo! It's getting hot in here. It's not just the light.
I can't believe you're disclosing this much. I did
My
not
gosh.
think you would.
Floodgates are open.
I could care less. I mean, you gotta live your life, guys. It's you gotta.
Is that one lesson that we can all take from the quarantine? Is like, man, stop taking everything
Live
so
your life.
seriously.
Be smart. Just, that's all you have to do. As long as you're smart.
Here's my big question, talking being smart. Did you vet her or ask what her social circle has been recently? Like before you met up, were you like, hey, do you see people currently? Or are you just in your house and I'm the first person you've seen in a week? 2 weeks?
So I actually did. And she has not met up with any of her friends until just the weekend before she went and visited a friend in Nashville.
So she was.
Zane's going to work and stuff, so the chances of him getting sick were already there. Let him make out.
Yeah. I mean,
You're
I'm
like,
still working. I've been doing everything.
Two high risk people, so you might as well.
Yeah, make out. Go for it.
Hey, after being in quarantine or being in
alone.
Yeah, it's not fun.
You
After
need
like
to
8
be
weeks,
alone.
like I would probably think both parties are horny, and I don't understand why. But whatever.
Coming from a girl's perspective, the last thing you want to do is sleep with a guy on the first date, because then it's almost a guarantee they won't call you again. So she
I
probably
agree.
wants to see you again and didn't want to do too much with you. And I, for one, commend her willpower.
I'm not asking to have sex on the second date or anything.
You gotta slap his hands out of there.
Slap your hand.
I'm just saying.
Get away.
I'm just saying you can on the second date. It's not inappropriate to take it to one next level. Okay.
Sure.
And then date, 3 or 4, you have sex.
Everybody's different, Zane.
I realize everyone is different. I understand that fully. Don't be such a. It's 2020. Why are people prudes? You don't have to be a prude. I'm not gonna force someone into sleeping with someone. Okay, but
You're not.
it's better to wait. Don't get me wrong, but also just a little tad fact here. All right, she does have fake boobs, so you're not gonna you. You showing shit off and wearing a little crop top and having this little cleavage doesn't help the situation. Okay.
That's the grown phone calling. Hello. Yes, he's here. Hang on, I'll patch you through.
He said, "What about my fake titties?" Did she tell you she had fake boobs?
No, I can only tell because they're fucking all the way to the ceiling. Are you kidding me?
And she's 5'2".
Yeah. I mean, these huge ass fucking. I mean, obviously, I know we had a conversation about them, but yeah.
So
everything's pretty much off the table.
Hey, this little endeavor is over at this point.
First date or second date? Did you discuss the breasts?
First date. First
question.
First date.
First question though.
No, before she walked in, when he gunned her, he said, "Those fake."
You already know they're fake from the pictures.
Oh boy.
My goodness. Have you dated any young ladies for a significant amount of time that have had bolt-ons before?
I know that was actually my I was
bolt-ons.
I wanted to see what those look
like. Well,
so are you going to ask her out again?
Well, she didn't respond to my text. She could have definitely responded. Okay, so I really don't know if she even likes me.
Did guys don't respond to texts all the time?
Okay, you texted me, "I'm home." All right, I sent you a text message back a couple minutes later saying, "Great, thank you, had a fun time." You could respond, "Had a fun time too," since she did that on the first date.
But then you wouldn't have responded.
Did she go to sleep?
So
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. She has some sleeping issues too.
Nobody goes to sleep without.
You do not sound like you like this chick. And
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I'm just reporting the facts. Okay, no spin zone here. All right, just reporting the facts. But she didn't respond, so how do I even know if she even likes me? Also, Saturday night date, and she went home at like 10:30 because she was tired, and even though she.
What time was she supposed to go home? 1?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know. She got there like 7.
Seems a little premature.
On a
it is the
Saturday
first
night?
date.
I went home
Second
early
date.
on our first date.
Well,
No, second date. Second date. This is date number 2.
Oh,
Saturday
date
night date.
Our second date was ridiculous.
oh, we did have
Wow.
it on second day. We
It
went to
was-
trivia.
Uh-huh.
Can we tell our story? Can we
Absolutely.
can we hop in here?
Absolutely.
First date was at the golf course, and yours truly was very, very serious. I was Mr. Serious Golf Man, and we had a nice
I thought
time.
he was a stick in the mud.
And she thought I was a stick in the mud.
Uh-oh.
And then, so I knew on the second date that I really needed to let my personality shine, so to speak. So we went to trivia, and we
Bombed at trivia.
bombed very bad. I think it was
we got
Seinfeld.
one right. No, it was. It was just like
Random.
an umbrella of stuff, and we knew none of it. We were asking the waitress for help.
And then we started chatting up the folks behind us, trying to steal answers from them. And they're like, "Hey, we're going to go to this other bar. Why don't you guys come along?" And normally my every ounce of my being would be like, "Oh no, I'm definitely not going someplace with people I don't know." But she's like, "Hell yeah, let's go!"
Never met a stranger.
And so we go
But
to.
he invited them to dinner with us because we were gonna go get dinner after. He's like, "Why don't y'all come to dinner with us?" And then they invited us to the bar. So we went to this other bar with them.
The Dubliner, I believe, or the Londoner. Or
Yeah, the
something.
Londoner. And they bought shots and we played darts and they seemed nice. And then
Then there was an after party at their place, and
which was supposed to be like 5 minutes.
they're like,
away.
"It's just down the road." So pro tip, if they ever say it's just down the road, it's 20 at least.
So you missed out on an orgy then?
Well, no, we followed, and we get into the house, and they're showing us around a nice suburban house, granite and some twin Sub-Z's, the whole nine. And they got, some potpourri and some snacks out. And as soon as like Melissa and I get done with the tour, we're out by the pool, we look in the kitchen and they're just totally making out.
Slamming each other into the wall.
It was so bizarre. And we didn't know each other all that well. So we're sitting out by the pool chatting while these folks are borderline, Rubening a chick inside the house.
And we were like, I think it's time to go.
And so then we just sort of made did we even say goodbye, or did we just I think we just like casual bye, okay, bye, see ya.
But they bought us those really disgusting Scooby snack shots that look like blue chalk. And I was throwing up at work the next day. I was so sick. They were so bad. But that was our second date. And then when I got out of the car, Clay kissed me on the cheek, and then I kissed him on the cheek. We were so awkward.
Bye.
I like it.
So I don't think you're gonna call this young lady back again.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any complaints already, you probably don't really like.
No, it's not that. I mean,
Have you
I
met?
actually I did have a fun time with her, but
No, I don't know what Zane's dating experience is like. He had a little.
He's gonna have complaints. I feel like you got complaints about everybody.
Huh.
everyone's gonna have flaws. Everyone's gonna have it. It's just gonna happen. It's not a problem. I have no problem with it. I'm just saying she didn't respond, so I could text her.
Again.
But I was also hoping that she could send a text message back. I've already asked out. I've already done all my stuff. It's nice to be reciprocated.
You're supposed to ask her out again.
Yeah, I've already done it twice. She can't start a conversation like, "Hey, how are you?"
Hey,
I
sometimes
let him ask me out the first few times. Like I didn't text him. He would text me.
people are busy. Sometimes that text just gets buried when other texts come in. I think you just get out there, Zane, and
Yeah, I do too.
Send her a letter.
send a back-to-back text. Be brave. It's 2020.
Hello.
Oh
Hello?
my God. Double texts in a row. You can't seem desperate. Heaven forbid you fight for it.
It's all right. There's some more in the
Fight
pipeline.
for her, Zane.
Oh my God, you
Go
sound
get her.
exactly like Alexa. The fact that you just said there's more in the pipeline. She says there's more on my roster.
Well, I could imagine that one.
Heyo.
Well, I think you two are kind of two peas in a pot.
Well, enough about Zane's sexual escapades. Melissa,
Clay.
didn't you have a topic of discussion for us
Oh
tonight?
yeah, we're gonna go from raunchy too wholesome. How do you three think you've stayed friends so long? What do you think has kept your friendship?
Well, perhaps I'll provide a little background first. We met in high school. Well, I guess we met in grade school. Were you guys all K through 12ers?
Yep.
Oh, nice. 3 K through 12ers. Shout out Indian Hill. And, I think we started hanging most frequently after Zane's bar mitzvah with the spinning Austin Powers cutout. That was epic. Is that thing still operational?
It is not.
Oh,
But
no.
you still have it?
My dad threw it away probably like 6 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
That was my first that was my first dance that I ever went to. I was so nervous. I remember you had all those. How old? You're 13 at a bar
13.
mitzvah. What are you in, like 8th grade? 7th grade.
Seventh grade.
I just remember having a dance in your driveway there, and they were doing one of those snowball dances. And I was like, oh, put me in the back. I don't want to do the snowball dance.
What's a snowball dance?
Where you had to like dance with a girl for a little bit, and then you switch and you dance with somebody else.
Yeah. They say
Yeah.
snowball.
Those crazy baby ran away.
Yeah, I definitely run away. I was probably inside playing Xbox, which transitions us to the next stage of our friendship. Wow, way to go, Phil. That is Johnny on the spot. I believe that is what's the name of that level that we're looking at there?
Blood
This will be Blood Gulch Halo 1.
Blood Gulch. And so the next sort of hang we had was Xbox LAN parties at Zane's house. And that was quite the testosterone and caffeine driven experience there.
And dicks out too.
Yeah, there were wieners. There were wieners flying and curse words flying. And the game was to make the most offensive name possible for your avatar. So thank goodness social media was not around back then, because I could have taken seriously out of context. And but anyways, so that was the deal. And we looking back on it, I look with great disappointment in myself that we treated poor Philip not so kindly in high school. And I don't know the reason for that, and I'm not proud of it.
You shouldn't be proud.
But I'm sorry, Phil.
Oh,
I didn't piss on his car.
I don't think I did. I don't.
Bunch of little twerps.
That was Petey and P Lane. All right.
I was gonna say, I don't.
Lane, Mr. Lane, father.
And then Seagram chased P Lane with his dick.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, because
in public,
he caught him in the act of hosing down those dent-resistant panels on the Saturn.
On Zane's estate, away from the public eye.
Oh shit!
All of you 12-year-olds were just running with their dicks flapping.
No, we were like 17.
Yeah, we were like 28.
Oh God.
And then there was bowling. We went bowling like every week. That was great.
Oh yeah.
Zane, I always remember your immaculate vehicle. That baby was pristine. The only thing in it was the bowling bag, and then the carpet was
golf
nice,
clubs.
shampooed. It was really quite something. So we did a lot of activities together. You guys, we didn't really golf together. We started golfing here and there, but it was mainly Xbox parties and lots of ridicule and bullying and urinating and bowling. And it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, we got a lot of little Miami golf time in there. And I remember getting P Lane hooked on golf and the series of drivers he burned through because he had such a baseball swing that he would come up on the swing and the ball would impact the sole of the driver and dent in, because you're not supposed to ever hit a ball there.
I don't know how this happens.
He went through like 3 drivers that way. It's ridiculous.
He had some serious rage behind that swing. That was like
He is so much fun. He was so much fun on the Philip Invitational.
But yeah, that's I think it was forged from I think in a weird way, the more they say you don't mess with somebody if you don't love them. Like nicknames and stuff. You don't give somebody.
Try to justify.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with. But I don't know, Zane. Why do you think we've?
Zane's texting the girly.
Yeah, he is. Hey,
no, I'm looking at my notes because no, when we were talking about stuff, I was thinking about things. Go ahead, Seeger. I'm sorry.
Zane, why do you think we've remained amigos?
Honestly, I think we all kind of have a very similar, like, personality, or we all have that one little thing that kind of keeps us all together. I think it's just we just enjoy each other's company, and obviously Clay is probably one of the most unique people you're probably going to meet. I mean, I'll tell you that right now. I don't think I've met anyone like Clay. Just the personality and everything. I don't know. It's quite amusing. I'm sure you guys probably say the same thing about me, but I mean,
enjoyed your transition. You have gone through quite the journey. We would ridicule you for being skinny, and I remember
still am.
We had that picture on your refrigerator.
Ridicule is such a terrible word.
Well, I know, but children are so mean.
My friends and I were not that mean to each other.
Well, there was this picture on the refrigerator that we would always look at, and Zane was standing there, and the bar of the table leg was like as thick as his leg, and us little asshole kids were like, oh. But now look at him. He's working out and doing he's closets and more. Bachelor. You're jacked. You are in so much better shape than me. I am embarrassed when I look at you. I am legit embarrassed when I look at you.
I believe you threw that girl on the couch because your arms are ripped.
Got the most defined bicep triceps.
No, I keep that award, Zane. I keep it.
Do you? Because this and this and this.
That was a gift from Clay's mother, and I will cherish it forever.
Indeed.
I agree.
There was a certain admiration or a certain commentary on anatomical build that was bestowed upon Phil.
Oh my, Phil, you have the most defined biceps, triceps, and deltoids of all of Clay's friends.
Oh my gosh.
It's because we were doing the battle rafts at the lake house.
He was just holding on to it.
Holding on to this thing forever, and I guess you can't see it as well as Zane's, but they were good. They were good for a 14-year-old boy.
Yes, she was just commenting from an anatomical standpoint.
But also the funniest thing was P Lane wasn't there at this time. So when everyone came back and heard about this, P Lane was like, has she seen this? Or this? And like,
he was so mad. He's like, it's just not true.
And now P Lane has gained a couple
bad
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, we invited him. Shame on them. We invited them to be a part of this program to defend themselves, but
did they text you back?
No.
Maybe they didn't get.
I didn't receive a text back. Maybe see, that's my play is when I text and I don't hear back, I'm not gonna. Here's where even though it's probably not true, I feel like I don't want to like beg someone to be on there. Then I feel pathetic.
Nah, you just gotta remind people sometimes. I'll read a text, like if I'm busy, I'll read a text, be like, yeah, and then I forget about it, and then I forget that I didn't respond to it because I was busy doing something. It's terrible.
You like mentally reply.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys have a kid too, so it's probably a little
bad habit.
And don't they have like 3 dogs, like a Great Dane and?
Yeah, lucky. I wish, man. That's the life.
Phil, you got any theories of why we've remained amigos?
There's a bonded through barbarian
Hunger Games style beginning of friendship.
Can you survive all night on Mountain Dew, Doritos, and quick bake cookies at Zane's house?
Hateful slurs.
Yeah.
You can, you're in.
Yeah.
That's about it. What other games did we land? Was it just Halo?
There's the Xbox Halos, and then we had some computer stuff at your house, Clay, but that was
The
different.
real deal
Battlefield.
LAN parties. Yeah, I look down upon console-based LAN parties as inferior.
I thought LAN was like the game that you played. I didn't know you were playing
No,
Call of Duty.
local area network, bro.
Oh, sorry.
So
Um,
actually funny. Things that I don't know, has anyone gamed here recently, but with this
No.
whole quarantine thing, I didn't have no idea what I was going to do because every Friday and Saturday night I'm out. And so a buddy of mine gave me his Xbox. And
down.
so
Okay.
I finally have, I have not picked up a controller since like 2013, 2014, because I got shot through 3 walls and died. And I threw the controller down. I was like, guys, I'm off and I'm done. So I've not actually played a video game
Rage quit.
since like 2012,
As a token.
I think is what it was actually. I think we figured it was like 8 or 9 years. And so now there's cross plays enabled. So you can play Xbox, PlayStation, and computer people, like on Call of Duty.
Oh, I wonder how they figured that out.
And even talking too. So people from a PlayStation can be in your party and you can all talk. Like, so it's, I mean, it's definitely come a long way. It's quite impressive to go from Xbox Connect, which was like the initial thing. Remember Xbox Connect where you hooked it up with your PC? So Xbox Connect was like where you hooked up Halo. And that was like the first Xbox Live, like rigged, where you like Xbox connected and then that's how you could do it. And then it went to actual Xbox Live and now crossplay and all this stuff. So
Does
pretty,
it
pretty
feel good
impressive.
having that remote back in your hands where there was an imprint for years?
I'll tell you, you lose it. You lose it, but you definitely get it back. But there are people out there
True,
that
if you don't use it, you lose it.
it's true. If you don't use it, you lose it.
How has the online commentary evolved with the new age Me Too
Yeah.
movement, and is it still a sewer of young 12-year-olds cussing at each other?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All the names now, everyone has a tag name and you can have a clan tag. So people get quite creative in that sense.
Gamers ain't woke.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What a good use.
So it is quite interesting. I'll say it's pretty cool to see just the graphics like over the past 10 years, man, when we started gaming, like just quite amazing to see the whole progression.
Last game I played was Nazi Zombies. As far as I was concerned, that was the coolest game. And then I got
Nazam.
You got to hide in the wall, man. Hit the
But
box and then hide in the wall.
I mean,
That's about it. And for life and for Nazam. Phil, that was Melissa's contribution to the conversation. Nice question. Way to get to the heart of the issue. Ooh. Phil, did you prepare a talking point for this evening's roundtable discussion?
You know, I didn't really. I was focused on that song for the most part, but I mean, I can think of something. I got stuff we could talk about. It is quarantine related, so that might be a little played out. But
Zane, what did you have? Maybe Phil can see if
Yeah.
he can think of something.
I guess my biggest thing is I'll give you a quick little rundown, a little 3-minute synopsis. So
Wow, 3 minutes. Oof.
yeah, well, I'm gonna give you 3 minute synopsis of my business. And so we actually applied for the PPP loan, which is the payroll protection
Plan.
so that reimburse employers for pay of their employees. So they do 2.5 months of payroll. And so that was the big thing. It was like 350 billion, and they came up with another wave of 350 billion. So we actually got on the first route, which we were not expecting to receive any money. So that was pretty cool. So that money is used for all payroll. Okay. Now, here's the thing. So we first get it. They have no payback period. We got it's a 1% interest rate. And they're saying these loans can be forgiven, but there's no terms on when to pay them back. And they're saying you use 75% for your payroll, you use the other 25% for like, bills, et cetera, stuff like that. Now they're trying to tax it 25%. So
Story
now,
changes.
this
Oh my
$100,000 loan they gave you at 1% that apparently is supposed to be forgiven to stimulate the businesses and make more businesses. They don't know if they're going to pay 25% back, but they also don't know if they want you to tax it 25%. So this $100,000 loan could end up giving you 50 grand at 1%, which is still amazing, but it's quite amazing that it's all political and all this BS, and I don't know whose fault it is. So our accountants called us today and they're waiting for all the terms to come out to see if this actually comes through. But my biggest topic, so that's kind of the big thing with the company right now. So we've slowed down a bit, but I'm pretty positive things will get back to normal. We're just running 4 days a week instead of 5 to kind of keep business spread out. But I guess my biggest topic is, what's the new normalcy going to happen? So like, you guys already went to a restaurant. So what's is that, I mean, I thought that was brilliant, having that plastic divider in the middle. So you can still have you can still seat and you can still have capacity. You can still keep 6 feet away. So is that going to be the normal? Huh?
It's 25% capacity. Every other table had a sign on it that said you can't sit here.
Oh, wow. So I'm wondering, is this going to be like the new normalcy? I mean, I hope not. I mean, I think everything was blown up proportion, because obviously what people got away from it was that the initial thing of staying at home was to quarantine, was because it was to not have a run on the hospitals. It was not to overwhelm the hospitals. Well, now I think it transformed in this thing that this is disease or it's a virus, and that, people have now become afraid of this, and now they're not going to be living their life. And I mean, my mom, for example, she is fucking nuts. I mean, she is not left the house. She is cleaning stuff inside the home. And I literally had to tell her, it's like, you're the only one in this house. Why do you keep on cleaning things? When dad comes home, if he literally took his clothes off, went in the shower, did not touch any lights or anything, there's nothing that he touched. You could have all the light switches on. There's not anything that's going to spread or germs. And so she's having a pretty big problem with this right now. But I mean, the thing is, I mean, it's like, what is going to happen here? I mean, people have to live their lives. You have to do your things. And that's kind of like with me. I mean, I've quarantined. I've been very good. I've respected all of it. But now it's summer. People are going to be going out. Am I going to New York? Absolutely. Like,
it's nice out. I'm done.
Time to go to brunch.
I mean, I'm not going to New York or anything like that, but I will go to like Florida, and I will travel somewhere. But if I'm staying in like an Airbnb where it's my spot, I can choose how to do things. I think it's just being a little smarter, just not going to a heavily dense populated area right now. I'm not going to like a music festival right now. But I mean, you have to live your life. What do people, we have to wait for a vaccine or a pill before you can start living your life again? Like, that's just not going to happen.
I think we're going to get it's going to be a good experiment with places like Georgia and Texas
Absolutely
reopening. I mean,
I think it's be perfectly fine.
If in 2 weeks from now it's still the status quo in Texas, that'll be a little bit of data about maybe the repercussions of reopening. But they're not going to be able to keep it this way forever.
I found the most amazing thing. I did not know the DMV is closed. I don't know if you guys knew that. So the DMVs are actually closed right now.
How is that? Getting any tickets?
Yeah, well, how is that not considered an essential business, when you have all these trucks on the road that have to drive? Well, what are they doing now? They're driving with expired plates. So right now, apparently in Ohio and Indiana, they were saying that you're fine. But if I were to go down to Florida and I have an expired driver's license, I could in theory be ticketed or even hauled off to jail because you're driving with an expired license. But how can you have that done when you can't, there's no DMV?
Because there's no rhyme or reason. It's a shit show everywhere, literally.
You gotta get a little note that says Ohio's DMVs are closed, buddy.
Well, everywhere's a DMV is closed, I would assume.
Well, then you shouldn't be getting tickets on expired plates anywhere.
Oh, that's it, exactly. And then like, there was literally in Ohio, there was a lady that was on John Matarese. She got denied for the job because she did not have a up-to-date driver's license. Her driver's license expired this month, and so they would not hire her because her license was expired.
Hopefully this encourages some sort of like automation or online DMV.
Because
That would
I
be
actually
awesome.
waited until February to do my driver's license after we got
Mhm.
married, because we traveled and I had my passport and then we moved, and it's so hard for women to change their name. I had to go to the Social Security office. I had to go to the DMV. I had
Now,
to go do like 10
that
other.
was a little sexist right there. Okay.
It is
Men take women's names too now. Okay.
Are
It
you
can be
gonna
just as hard for a man as it can for a woman.
are you gonna be taking your ladies
God.
ladies last name?
Let me tell my story.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted. Continue, please.
Like a man.
Like a man would.
Pig.
But they lost my driver's license. I went in February, or no, I went in the end of January, and then they lost it. And we went to Florida, and I almost could not go to Florida because my passport said Melissa Howie, but my ticket said Melissa Winnell. But when they scanned my passport, it said Melissa Winnell, and they flagged me. And so I'm crying at the DFW airport, and the guy's like, well, I need to call the Pentagon. And then they're like, your birthday's 9/11? Well, and I was like, oh God. But the DMV lost my license. I had to contact them. They sent another one. I didn't get it until like the end of February, right before this all started.
Jeez.
So I feel so bad for people who can't do it. But like Clay said, they need to. I couldn't order another one online. It literally wouldn't let me order another driver's license. But yet, like Sam, our friend, got her identity stolen, and the person who stole her identity ordered a copy of her driver's license from the DMV online.
So it must be state-based, I would assume.
She lives in Texas. I don't know
Oh,
how the girl did
That
it.
makes no sense.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Yeah, well, imagine every 16-year-old that turned 16 can't get their license. I mean, I'd just be driving either way. Who cares?
That's a good side topic.
if the DMV is closing, cops are saying.
Do you guys do anything for identity theft protection?
Like my company?
No, just you and Phil in general. Like, is that a thing that you're actively worried about? They've been destroying Sam's life. It's
Girl
making me
almost took
think
out a
like
$10,000 loan, got car insurance, bought a car, took out all these credit cards, like has ruined Sam's.
Do you guys do anything to prevent that?
I mean, whenever the whole data breach happened with the big like three, whenever that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
You like that was when I was like, okay, I'm gonna look into this and get the free like
LifeLock
credit checkup thing to make sure you're all set. But I haven't been vigilant on like keeping up to date on
There's
that.
not really a lot you can do. You can sign up for LifeLock, but it's basically the same thing. If you don't have to buy anything, you might as well freeze your credit, and there's not much you can do.
American Express gives you a
Bruce.
free credit check every year. So I just checked that, and anyway, like with all the properties I've been buying, it kind of flags in the system anyway. So it, if we didn't get approved, I'm going to find out why. So
What's the deal with that new place you were walking through the other day?
Oh yeah, the one that caught on fire.
So my buddies and I have acquired 10 buildings in Covington, and one of the buildings Neil actually just owns himself, but about a week and a half ago it caught on fire. Their insurances were still waiting on to hear what happened. It had to be electrical because where it's at, there was only an outlet would be the only thing that would have caught on fire, and the whole house has been rewired, replumbed. I mean, it was 2 weeks from being completed. New roof, everything. So like closets were actually going in the next week. And so that caught on fire. So that's pretty shitty because that was the first house that was going to be sold. We pretty much have occupied 10 houses almost in one block. And we're just trying to buy more and just try to occupy it.
How much of the house burned?
Oh, it was it's kind of like it's a square house and set in like 4 quadrants. So first floor is in theory fine, but all the water has crushed in. So half of the house and half of the roof is all gone. So it's the whole roof on the half side is all gone, and the other half of the second floor is gone.
So what's the first phone call you make when you discover that your house is on fire?
So it happened at
After
2
you
o'clock.
call the fire department.
Well, it happened at 2 o'clock in the morning. So he didn't live there. He lives in Columbus right now. And at 5, he woke up to like all these text messages because he's been trying to buy everything around there. So he has people have his number, and people in the area know Neil pretty well. So they were calling him, know his house was on fire, but they called ambulance. Or they called a fire, and he got there about 9 o'clock. And so he had to the insurance came, fire marshal came, and now they're doing an investigation on what started because the fire marshal could not decide what was the problem, what happened. So
I'm sure the insurance company has to know exactly what happened, right?
correct. Yeah. So insurance company's doing an investigation. So they said hopefully by the end of this week they'll have an answer on what happened.
So how does it work? Do you get somewhere close to back to normal, or are you gonna lose money on that deal, even with insurance?
So that one, it was value. So Neil's insurance was up to 130,000. He's at 150 in what he put in. So in theory, he's only insured 150,000 of renovation cost on that. I'm sorry, he's only insured 130,000 of renovation, not 150. But he has all his receipts. We have everything, which will add up to 150,000. So in theory, we'll be good. But
Neil was supposed to live there in that house?
Neil was going to move in there. Yeah. So Neil bought it for himself personally. And then since it ended up putting way too much money into it, he was going to sell it. And that'd be the first house that had been sold on the block. And kind of started from there. But the buildings I was walking through is our first initial phase. And those are multifamily, just going to be apartments. So it's kind of cool to see because I have not been into those 2 buildings in a month. So just to see everything from what it was and then demo, and that's where I was at after everything was almost demoed out, and then seeing all your major trades come in and framing, it's pretty cool to see it come to life on a large scale. So
I bet. That's awesome. Congrats on that. So when you're walking through these, I mean, those things look like they were built in the 1800s, huh?
oh yeah, it's all late 1800 buildings. So everything is just reframing inside, everything, all new electrical, all new plumbing, everything has to be brand new. But I mean, everything's like, everything's 12-foot ceilings. So they're pretty cool buildings.
I can't believe they're building ceilings that tall back then.
Oh yeah. I mean, baseboard's like 10 inches tall, 11 inches tall, real wood. I mean, it is quite amazing stuff. And the one building we bought actually had a balcony that went out the whole back side of the property. And we were making it where each of the tenants, because their second and third floor is the balcony, and there's 2 units on each, they would have access to it, and we would split the balcony up. But just since we're so over budget, we had to remove the balconies because we figured it was probably like 15,000 to fix it. And since we're already over budget, we were like, well, we'll just take it out and we're gonna have we have a courtyard, and that's where they can just chill.
Okay. So then you get these places all fixed up. How much do you think you can get in rent for one of those bad boys?
How do you cost out what you charge for rent?
There have been a couple places, some pretty good things around the area. So we were looking around everything. 2 bedrooms we're going for somewhere around like 12 to $1,500 a month was like a 2-bedroom.
Phil's like, man, I wish I'm in Boston paying
right
$3,000. What do you pay a month in rent?
2-bed, 1-bath, 1,300 square feet, and it's $2,150 a month.
Yeah.
It's about to go up because we got bought by new owners.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, not the Kushners.
Oh, I hope it's not the Kushners.
Lord.
I don't.
Y'all watch that Kushner documentary?
It's Dirty Money. Watch the episode with the Kushners. Oh my God.
He's a bad boy. He's a good businessman, though.
No, he's not.
He's a good businessman.
I've been a bad boy.
Okay, here's a question, very related. Is it legal, Zane, maybe you'll know, to raise rent during this? Like, I know people can't be evicted right now.
Correct.
Can you raise rent? Like, if people are being allowed to be late on rent payments and not be evicted, I feel like raising rent should also kind of be out of the question until this whole thing blows over.
So your rent is going to go up in your current lease?
No, our lease is up
Correct.
The
That's
old landlord sold the building, and now we're in like a month-to-month limbo, but we're figuring new ownership will probably have us sign a lease
a new
and
lease. That's
likely might raise rent. But it's like, if you raise rent and too much in a time like this, we're gonna have to, like, all right, you guys are in Texas, you're in Cincinnati. Boston is like the second worst in the nation for
Believe it.
COVID-19. So every single person has to wear a mask, or else you get fined $300 if you're out in public. If you're out in public without a mask and a cop sees you, $300 fine. It
Are
is
you serious?
Ridiculous, because
It
how
is-
can anyone afford that?
it is
now?
no fucking
They're
joke out here. So that's why, Zane, when you're like, oh, I'm going on a date like every
Take it
Saturday,
out.
like, that is so fucking crazy to hear from where we are. Like, anybody in New York or Boston, it's like,
Yeah.
no, we're on lockdown.
Well, eating in a restaurant, that's crazy. We didn't have masks on when we were eating.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't. I mean, this sucks, but we aren't like supporting small businesses right now, because it's like we are afraid, and we've heard stories. It's like, hey, this restaurant just closed down because one of the chefs or workers had it, and it's like, okay, well, how many people got infected before they figured that out? So we're just cooking all our own meals. Anyway, back on
And
topic.
it's more affordable. I totally
Oh,
don't
well, yeah.
had that argument with people. They're like, support small business. It's like, if you can afford it, do it. If you can't
Yeah.
afford it, cook your own food. It's fine either way.
Or get Sunflower Catering. Visit sunflowercatering.com. This episode's also brought to you by Ollie Plays Golf, available on Amazon.
So,
Excuse me.
like, if rent gets raised more than we care to sign up for a 1-year lease, it's like we're gonna have to go check out apartments and tour other places, like in public. Like, it doesn't feel like that's acceptable right now. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. You're signing a new lease, so they can do what they want. I think it's 3% maybe is the max that they could even raise it. I think that's the industry maximum. But I would probably think if new ownership took over, that they would be stupid currently right now to raise rent, because obviously in theory you don't have to pay rent right now. You could actually withhold rent because you can't get evicted.
You still got, the expectation is you still got to pay it back.
Absolutely, you still have to make up for it.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to play a game and say, "Oh, I can't afford it," well, it doesn't matter. You're still liable for
Pay it at some point. Yeah.
correct that amount. So they if they're smart, they won't raise the rent at least until, or they'll put a clause in there and say, after COVID-19, we'll decide when that date is and say that we can raise the rent at this point in time. But if they're smart, but it is a new lease, most likely they're probably going to raise it anyway.
Yeah.
How do you see that? I mean, you're biased, and I understand reasonably so. You have rental properties, right, with tenants?
Mhm. Yeah.
So has the bank given you any, like, hey, you don't have to worry about the mortgage, or you can?
No, I guarantee if I didn't miss the mortgage on our building in Clifton, I guarantee that day I miss, I bet you I'd be getting a phone call saying we're shutting everything down. I just know it. Like, it's just ridiculous. But you can't. I mean,
payments were in the same boat.
it is, but I guarantee that I'll be getting phone calls just saying, "Oh, well, you owe this. Like, what are you gonna do?" And just, I mean, they just will be ridiculous because they want their money.
So
They
you
should be
could
lenient.
theoretically have it. Well, could you theoretically have it forgiven, or theoretically kick the can down the road?
It should kick the can down the road. That's what should happen. It shouldn't. I don't not believe it should be forgiven at all. I owe it, so it should happen. I should pay it. But shoot, if I can't afford it right now because maybe my renters aren't paying me, then I should not be having to pay my mortgage currently. But we had one renter that she was like, "Hey, I was let go from my job, and I can't afford the full amount right now." And so we just did half. She's like, "Can I pay?" Like, her rent was like $700 a month. She's like, "Can I pay $500 for the next 2 months, and then the next month, the last month, I will keep up and pay up full." And we're like, "Absolutely." So,
$700 a month. It's long gone are those days of.
oh, it's a 6-bedroom house. So each person pays, like, some pay 700, some pay 850. So
Oh,
it pulls like $3,800 in rent a month.
Sounds like a fraternity house.
So, but
Bill, how long do you think you and Jenny will stay in Boston?
yeah, I want to know more about this Boston and quarantine and like wearing a face mask and shit out. I want to know more about that too.
Yeah, I mean
Answer Melissa though first.
It's a good question. I have no idea. I mean, when we moved out to California, this is kind of pivoting, but we had no idea how long we were going to be out there. I think we stayed longer than we expected to, longer than we maybe wanted to. And we like, you know, living in different cities, but also moving from California was a big decision. And with that comes like, all right, like we're missing out on friendships that we built up and all that. So it would be hard to continue this path, but also like we keep moving to these damn cities that cost so much money to be a homeowner. Like it's just silly. So it's hard to say. We like the city, we like people that are here, we like our jobs.
Do you think you guys would want to raise kids in Boston?
I don't have a problem with it. I think I had more of a problem with it in California than I do.
Why?
It just was not a city. It wasn't like the state of California. Like I'm sure there's not a city I want to raise a kid in.
Yeah.
That was just that. So
like in Mad Max Boston.
What? Mad Max?
Like Mad Max out there. You got to be wearing your mask.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
from the deputy.
So this is start of week 8 that we've been in our homes. We go out on walks, and everybody. This started last week that everybody has to. I mean, people have been wearing masks like the whole time when you're going to grocery stores or anything. But we've tried to cut out going to grocery stores, so we're ordering Instacart for all our shit because
you can get delivery times at all.
Yeah, it hasn't been a problem yet. I mean, we had the toilet paper shortages and like frozen food and all that like went.
Yeah, have you gotten your toilet paper back yet? Has that been restocked?
Yeah, we got a like Sam's Club 24 pack or something of like the shittiest ply toilet paper ever.
No.
Can't complain. I mean, that's better than not having any.
Seagram, I'll ship you some toilet paper. I have plenty. I got Quilter Northern.
We're good. You just take more squares.
Zane, what is the minimum number of plies that you would
so there's this
your area?
I buy the Quilter Northern and I use 2 at a time. I don't know.
Yeah, there's this show on Netflix called 100 Humans, and it's just like they're doing research and trying to prove different theories, like whatever. They do a bathroom habits one, and they're surveying people, and they're like, all right, what do you do when you're on the toilet? And all these people are just ripping like so many sheets off the paper towel roll. And I'm like, this is hilarious, like thinking about it in a quarantine mindset of like, hell no, are you just like, and they count the squares and they're like, that was 12 squares. And I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, 2 squares, baby. That's all you need. 2 squares fold over.
If we had the nice stuff, I'd be 3 squares. But the shittier stuff, I don't know.
Here's a little side topic. Good words. Here's a side topic. Have you guys watched like old before Corona BC TV shows where everybody's like not social distancing and you find yourself like, no, don't do that?
Doesn't bug me as much, or like I don't notice it as being super weird. But I mean, even just the other day when we were on a walk, or no, I was getting some booze, picking up some bottles of wine at the liquor store and some beers, and one guy didn't have a mask, and it was like super fucking weird. And he was behind me in line, and he was having a conversation with the checkout lady, because I guess he was a local to the Total Wine and More. And I'm like, hey, you know, like internally, I didn't say this to him because I'm not a full-on asshole, but I was like, internally, hey, asshole, you don't have a mask on. Maybe you should stop talking and spewing your fucking germs at me.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to create this weird like team thing. I can see it being like masked people versus non-masked people. I already feel like it's 50-50 in Texas going to the grocery store, and the non-masked people are looking at the masked people like, you idiots.
No, we went to Trader Joe's and everyone had a mask on, and then we went to Lowe's after, and it was a Thursday afternoon. Lowe's was so, or maybe it was, I don't know. Lowe's was so crowded and almost no one had a mask on.
Yeah, I mean, but I get it. I've seen some of the Texas state statistics on like per capita and cases and deaths, but like Boston is exponentially worse than all that. So we're taking it very seriously.
Yeah.
It should be taken very seriously, which is why like Zane's point of view is comical and baffling at the same time.
Yeah, I guess time will tell, but it seems like just super densely populated cities that's sort of the worst case scenario.
I really it's no surprise that it hit New York as hard as it did, because New York is a dirty city. People are crammed in like sardines.
It was like hot garbage.
It's literally disgusting.
Wow.
It is. When we were
Big-time
there
hatred.
last summer, I was like,
New York.
so gross. Like, why would anyone pay?
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
Wow. I think you found a new band member. But I'm not surprised. Like, it's a dirty city, and
So this,
Well, not only that, think about
was this
all
after the $300 fine that he was non-masked up? He was risking the fine.
Yeah. Or like, I feel like maybe not everybody's watching the news. Like, I get it. You don't want to watch the same thing over and over and over again and see like, oh, more deaths, panic, fear, whatever. So you might not know that, or you might not be signed up for your like city emails, but you might get a rude awakening, or someone might fucking punch him in the mouth. I don't know.
Oh no, a fight's out. You know what I want to know? Remember when they sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You remember when they were testing like the nationwide text message thing? Like everybody got, we're just in case something bad happens. This was like 8 months ago. They're like, we're just testing to make sure we can text everybody all at once. I was like, this would be a good time to use that. No.
So hold on, here you go.
We'll just do it for a fake nuke attack on Hawaii. They accidentally texted out like, this is not a drill. There is an imminent nuclear threat. Like,
I remember that.
And they were afterwards, JK, sorry.
Zane, I think, are you about to read the stat on Ohio versus Boston?
I was not. I was actually just saying that. So it's actually starting Wednesday, May 6th. People over the age of 2 across Massachusetts must wear face masks while out in public when social distancing isn't possible. So people with medical conditions that prevent this from wearing a mask are exempt from this order. If you go to the grocery stores, pharmacy, public buses, and trains, you have to wear a mask. So it says it only requires people to wear face masks outside if they can't stay 6 feet away from each other's.
Right.
So as I read that, is in theory, if you went for a walk, you do not have to wear a face mask unless
Except when you live in a city like Boston with a population, when you go out on a walk on a 75 sunny day like it was yesterday,
it was packed.
You're passing people constantly. So yeah, we were in our lawn away from the sidewalk without masks on because we're nowhere close to people. But
yeah,
anytime we want to go anywhere else, you better have a mask on, or else you're kind of a jerk.
Yeah, I can see fights breaking out over that.
Well, on a happier note, Phil, after you mentioned that you guys have been playing drinking games on Zoom with your friends, we want to do it too.
What?
We should play King's Cup on Zoom.
I like it. We got solo cups and ping pong balls. So
we do too.
We are capable of beer ponging.
We should do a beer pong tournament.
It'll be fun. Zane, what are you looking at now?
I'm just reading a little bit more of that order. So it is very interesting, you know. But
What is the current understanding of the situation in Boston? Are you weeks away from the peak? Are we close to the peak?
I think it's just going to get pushed out and pushed out. I think the initial date was like, oh, May 18th, we might be talking about, letting restaurants open up and whatever.
Well, San Francisco just extended theirs another month to shelter in place.
Jesus Christ, they've been in shelter in place since the beginning.
Yes, since February, I think. Like my friends that live there are going in.
See, that's what makes no sense. They've been in shelter in place for this long. Why is their cases still going up?
I don't know.
Or why are they still in quarantine? I should say, because I don't know what if their cases are going up.
Essential workers.
This is a little scary. You're like,
Essential workers could still be passing it all around, which is our concern and why we're not eating out, really.
That seems to be the biggest difference between the flu and the COVID. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about, but my understanding is that there's this incubation period that is unlike the flu, where you are asymptomatic and you can be spreading it, which is why I sort of understand the temperature checks, but at the same time, it could be ineffective based on what we're hearing from the scientific community. So there's this period where you may not have any symptoms at all, and it's you can pass it, and it seems to be a much more what's the word, spreadable, very
the problem is it doesn't affect some people at all, and for others it's a death wish. It's just, or a death sentence. I mean,
quite mind-blowing.
People are having strokes. Like we heard on a podcast today that this doctor was watching, what was it, like a scan or something, and knew like spots on this guy's brain were going off in real time of strokes that he was having from coronavirus, and they can't explain the heart attacks or the strokes or any of it. They have no idea why it's happening.
Yeah.
well.
So we'll check back in on ZB in 2 weeks, see if you're showing any signs.
Well, I guess this show is taking a little bit of a depressing turn there, but
I do have something to bring it up a little bit to rewind back to why Clay.
The girl text you? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. But to bring why Clay and I have also, probably remained friends is, I did get to see him do the helicopter on his bachelor party. So
Helicopter.
yeah.
PD Pablo.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off.
Yeah, I took.
No, that's when he forgot to set his alarm for the bed, so he,
That's enough.
I think we lost audio there. Hello. And that's it for Quarantine Tonight.
No. Oh God. Helicopter. That sound is annoying. So Zane, are you gonna ask out any other girls? Are you just gonna go through your Rolodex during quarantine?
I got another girl that I'm talking with.
Do you have a type that you date?
I don't know. Huh?
What'd you say, Phil?
What'd you say, Phil?
2 legs.
Oh.
Good shirt.
Oh my God.
No, I don't know. I honestly,
all right.
I don't know. I just I go with the flow. I don't know.
I had heard.
Wow, that is such a non-answer. Answer the question. Do you have a type?
Blonde or brunette.
There you go. There's a start.
Say
what you think.
I know that.
We got a phone call coming in from New Orleans.
You're gonna answer it?
Hello, this is Grown Man Radio.
Oh, Grown Man Radio. Hey.
Actually, this is Quarantine Tonight. Sorry, wrong show. Who's calling?
Quarantine Tonight. I've never heard of Quarantine Tonight. I saw this somewhere on the internet.
Yeah, dude. It's a show that we're using to kill some time. I see your area codes from New Orleans.
What are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about Zane's love life. He had a date recently, and
They made
in
out.
contradiction of the president's recommendations, they swapped some spit. What do you
Can
think
Zane
about
hear
that,
me?
New Orleans caller?
Zane, can you hear
Can
Neil?
Zane?
I can hear him. Yes, I can hear him.
Yeah, Neil, he can hear you.
Hi, Zane. It's Neil.
Hello, Neil.
Little kid.
Sounds like you got a walkie-talkie. Hi, it's
Like,
me.
you're under the covers at camp.
I'm pretty tired. I don't want to say anything stupid, so I'm being very slow and thoughtful.
Neil,
Yeah.
welcome to the program. What's the word in New
I was
Orleans?
gonna ask Zane.
Oh,
something.
sorry for stepping on your question.
Wait. There's a lot of words, and they're coming.
Yeah, I'm not doing a good job here. What were you calling to ask Zane?
I wasn't calling to ask Zane anything in particular, but I will listen to some Zane anecdotes.
You think Zane's got a type, Neil?
I can't hear Zane's mouth.
We're talking about my type right now. Do you think I have a type? Do you think a man has a type in a woman?
I think you have an idea.
I would agree
I
with
don't
that.
think you're waiting to let it happen to you. I think you're like, you know what you want it to look like.
Neil, how old are you?
Zane, I am 32 years old, and I am a happy yet youthful 32 years old. I
will
just kicked my
say,
dog in the face.
The math checks out.
I wonder what Neil's last
What
name
the-
is.
Phil,
Does he
did
play
you
on the
hear
Latin
what-
American tour?
Phil, did you hear what Zane did to Neil on our wedding day?
What did I do to Neil?
Was that Neil or Alexa that you accidentally sprayed with an entire bottle of champagne?
That was both of them, actually.
Yeah, that was me too. Yeah, I got some of that.
God,
Did you find that the champagne wicked from the tweed material?
It worked out fine. Zane does have a type. But anyway, what else are we talking? Wait, all right. Why'd you make out with a woman?
Oh my God.
What? Yeah, why'd you make out with a woman of all people?
Sorry, I
I
had
didn't think that was your type.
That's
Hey,
a
baby.
pretty good segue, kinda. This did you hear that Joe Exotic is gonna be played by Nick Cage in
I
a
did.
upcoming series?
No.
serious?
Oh man, that's so meta because Nick Cage is such a
Do you want to hear a cool story about Nick Cage?
yeah.
I was about to rent his old apartment.
Oh
This
no
guy-
way.
And they didn't want to offer me parking, so I said, "Fuck you."
Wow. I didn't know he had a
It
place
was
in New
Nick
Orleans.
Cage. Wait, hold on. It was Nick Cage's apartment. That's what the. No, she said Nick Cage. I thought
Kari is fact checking you right now.
feel like
Keanu
Nick
Reeves, Nick
only-
Cage. I'm pretty sure she said Nick Cage.
I would believe
Where's
Keanu
Keanu Reeves
Reeves.
shooting down here?
Nick Cage only buys
No.
cowboys.
I would be more impressed if you were
Nick
trying. Who do you
Cage.
think is richer, Nick Cage or Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves gives it all away, so
Uh-huh.
I'll go Nick.
Net worth Keanu Reeves 360 million. Net worth Nick Cage.
He's worth way more than Keanu. Anyway, he's got like Nick Cage is like totally ingrained into New Orleans culture. He's got his like burial plot here and shit. He's kind of like one of our valuables, strangely.
Strange.
Nick Cage is only worth 25
Keanu
mil.
Reeves is worth way more.
Nick Cage is worth
There's
25 mil.
There's too many people. Too many people. Give me one at a time, please. I'm drunk. I've been pulling
I
off
knew it.
my bottle of booze for the last 2 hours. Continue.
Drinking rum.
No, I changed to mezcal.
Oh boy.
Spicy.
I remember the first time I met Neil, he was drinking mezcal on the rocks.
I remember the first
I'm
night I
drinking it
met
on the
Neil.
rocks now.
We
Neil,
cuddle.
why do
I'm
you
drinking
find
it. I'm
yourself
drinking it on my lips.
Why are you drinking, Neil? Are you drinking because you're bored?
I'm drinking because I'm moving, and I'm upset with some of my people who call themselves my friends, and they say, let's do something for Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. I said, okay, cool. And then something else pops. It's like, oh, well, I want to do the group stuff. I'm like, fuck you. And like, I'm mad at people who call themselves my friends. So instead of calling them up and berating them, I just get bummed.
Well, that's
It makes me feel better.
Are you okay, Neil? Are you okay right now?
Ari drinking with you?
Can we get a digital hug?
No, I don't need one. I do this quite often. It's fine.
Is
Well-
Kari drinking with you?
Tell me, no, she's reading her book on the futon in the other room. Tell me about the pulse of the show right now. What's going on? Is this high energy, low energy? What am I doing?
We started out with some jokes. I read some jokes, and then Phil played a song. He played like, what'd you call it?
6 feet instead of Kiss Me.
6
You should call
feet.
Don't Kiss Me because Luke Combs came out with a
Was
song
that the
called 6 Feet
Cranberry-
Apart.
It was by Sixpence.
Not Cranberry.
None
She
the
sings that
Richer.
song.
A woman.
Sixpence None the Richer. Right, I remember that. Nice.
So Phil did a nice rendition of that, and then we talked about why the three of us are friends still since high school, through all our trials and tribulations.
And
We talked about
terrorizing.
and terrorization. And we
Bullying.
talked about Zane's application for PPP and his love life. And Phil's talking about how in Boston, if you're not wearing a mask, you gotta pay $300 to the man because they're so.
If you're not learning math, you gotta pay $300 to the man.
No, not math. You gotta wear a mask.
Hey,
You
Matt.
should be penalized $300 if you don't practice your math. Though
Every day, 15 minutes of multiplication table flashcards.
we're so far behind in math and science. You should be working on your math. Terrible.
That's not a bad idea. And they just have a drone outside your window that makes sure you're doing it properly.
I'm cool with that. It's all for the greater good of the people.
We
Do your
are the
math.
world.
We are the Jews.
Do your math. Do
But-
your math.
And we talked about Zane's spicy date.
Spicy. He threw her on the couch, Neil.
And she has fake boobs.
See, that's what I think Zane's type is.
Fake.
Someone who can be pushed around plus fake boobs.
Oh, she's cute. Those are
That's,
fake.
I mean,
That's just a
That's-
stock
that's-
photo
that's
from
that's
Pixel Bay.
tertiary. Number one, number two. Number one is able to be pushed around. Number two, big old fake boobs. Number three, cute.
Do
In
you,
that order?
Without braids.
Zane, is that a fair
Zane?
characterization?
Very.
Very.
Very. Zane, do you have a mental picture of how old you'll be when you are married?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know, I'm an interview expert.
Whoa.
I guess I never expected to be 32 and single. But it all just
33.
I think
Maybe.
I'll start
Get
to settle
busy.
down.
Hit
I think
33.
my prime has happened and or is happening. So I will probably I mean this COVID-19 did not help the situation, but I'm very positive that it will be 32 or 33. I'll find someone and settle down.
I agree. Your
Okay.
catch. We can't wait for your wedding.
It'll be fun.
The ZB wedding.
You'll
Oh,
probably get married this year.
That'll be an interesting. Do you think that people are going to feel like this was a slap in the face? A lot of folks that are waiting to get married.
Wait, actually, another thing from our wedding.
This
Zane,
is like, do you remember LimeWire when you had a bunch of things that were like in the queue and like they were waiting to be downloaded? Well, like that's basically Zane's love life, and he's just gonna zoom, and he's gonna figure out what he wants so quickly that it's gonna be done in 6 months. and he'll propose by the end of the year.
That LimeWire gave your computer viruses, so let's hope Zane doesn't mean any viruses.
If you're looking for the wrong stuff, you get viruses.
True
If you're
that,
looking to
Neil.
play, if you're looking to play I'm Blue by Eiffel 65, then you're all good.
I'm blue and I will
But
show that.
Zane, Clay's mom saw that picture of you grabbing his junk in our wedding photos because we gave her access to the files, and she was like, "Oh, we could have done without that in the pictures."
Who sent me that?
Grab someone's junk.
No, Zane did.
Is that on
Didn't
Facebook?
grab my junk.
No, it was mine. I like your
Don't
LimeWire
remember.
analogy. I was just thinking, I think a lot of people that are waiting to get married are gonna see this as like, hey man, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Oh,
Well, and
Paradise
hopefully-
and
There's a lot
put
of-
up a pop.
There's a lot of relationships in queue right now. It's just
Well, and
It's
hopefully
about- it's
people
about to
stop wasting
explode.
time. If you like someone, freaking act on it. Don't waste your time and diddle and twiddle and don't text back. Just act on it.
definitely don't diddle. You can do a little twiddle, but no diddle.
Zane was shut down on
Diddle and
a
twiddle.
twiddle attempt.
No diddles.
Mhm.
No second date diddles for the dude.
And up here,
All right.
and Zach down there.
All right, give me more topics to discuss with you peoples.
Well, we went to a restaurant today, Neil. We ate in a real life restaurant,
Tight
and it was pretty
outside.
was
inside. Out, we
weird.
were expecting a takeaway, but then we popped in, and then they're like, "Oh no, we got these few tables open here. They're
No.
separated by plastic
Can
wrap."
I guess that it was either a Hispanic or an Asian restaurant?
It was a Hispanic restaurant.
We had a gift card.
Knew it. I ate a Hispanic restaurant yesterday.
Well, I think all restaurants are open in Texas.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know. I was really hankering for some Hispanic food.
I dig.
It was
What'd
called
What did
Serrano's.
you order, Neil?
I got vegetarian tacos, and my girlfriend's little brother ordered. He's like 13. He ordered nachos, but he doesn't like black beans. So the base of the nachos had black beans, and he freaked out over the black beans. I said, "You little fuck, eat the nachos with the black beans." He's like, "That's gross." It's like, "I'm gonna eat all your nachos, you little fuck," and I did it.
He's lucky to have
I ate
you.
I ate all of his nachos in front of him.
Did
Good-
he?
Good lesson learned.
That is a very good lesson. Don't leave food unattended around Neil.
God forbid you have
He's like, "I don't like
preferences.
black beans." I was like, "These are the best things you could ever eat."
I remember
I was
those
like, "You don't get
donuts.
it, I'm gonna
Those-
eat it all."
he
And I ate it
smashed
all.
like 3 or 4 donuts.
At the
I
bachelor
had
party.
2 donuts that morning.
Oh no, what was that thing?
That was my
Neil,
favorite
didn't you
day.
make poached eggs?
Poached
too?
eggs. That was my favorite day at the bachelor party. Was the last one with the poached eggs and the laser tag.
Oh yeah, I made like 8 poached eggs.
Poached eggs. I didn't even know that was a thing. You started spinning eggs around in water, and I thought that was some sort of sorcery.
I think Zane was my sous chef for that experiment. Were you not?
I was, yes, sir.
Crushed
Zane's
up
always on
pretzel
the
stuff.
chef's nuts.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We put it on toast. Poached eggs with some salt and some cracked pepper and some avocado slices, maybe.
And then ketchup and crushed up pretzel bites.
No. No. Oh yeah, I did put. You're right. I did put pretzel chips on the toast. You're right. I thought it was really good. That was That's
tasty.
me.
What?
Tasty
Okay.
treat. Have you been golfing, Neil? Are you ready for action when things reopen?
I hurt my neck up yesterday morning, so that's why I've been boozing too, because I got nothing going on. And I'm kind of upset.
How'd you hurt your neck, Neil?
I drank 3 beers before 11 o'clock and putted for 3 hours.
Oh my god! Neil, this is too much boozing, man.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time there.
You're turning into Captain Jack
I
Sparrow.
guess so. Well, it is a pandemic.
Hey, is this on Instagram Live anymore? Because I can't see it.
No, I
YouTube.
think it gives me an hour. It's in the bedroom recording the TV, streaming it from YouTube. It's very janky.
Oh, good. This is all recorded. Perfect.
Yeah, it's all recorded for forever.
You can watch this in the morning.
I love all my words recorded forever.
It is cool to have words recorded.
Forever.
I wonder where Zane is. Zane has left the picture. We're looking at his.
How big is
See,
his
this is what I
apartment? That looks
respect
like
about-
the entirety of
This is what I respect about Zane. He's got all these rental empires, and he's still living in a 600 square foot
But he
place.
probably pays like $1,500 a month for that.
What do you
You
think?
know what I
Phil?
think about Zane? You know how in Modern Family, like the guy does closets. Like I feel like that's Zane.
Phil Dunphy?
Zane, don't you do? Yeah, he's like the Dunphys.
Zane is not in the picture, but yes, they do closets. They have a tight knit family closet business that's been
And he
around
has rental
since the
properties
80s.
now.
Yeah, now he's like a rental guru, and he's back in the picture. Do you watch Modern Family? Neil says you're like that Phil Dunphy character.
Closets, 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 closets.
Yeah, it's
Yes, exactly.
I don't watch that. I get
Exactly.
angry when I watch those shows. I don't know why, but I feel like it's talking down to me so much, like I'm a complete moron, that they're trying to dumb the humor down so much that it makes me mad.
I think they've got decently clever writing in that show.
Yeah, Modern Family is so funny.
Maybe it's just that I'm a dick.
I'd give it another shot.
There's a new Rick and Morty show. Speaking about smart shows, it's called Solar Opposites. It's on Hulu. It looks funny. Do y'all have Hulu?
I think we do have Hulu
Yeah, we
with
have
our
Prime.
bootleg Fire Stick.
And
That
we have Amazon Prime.
You should. Don't say that on the recorded thing, man.
sorry.
They're gonna get you.
Oh, dude, I eventually slipped up. I try to keep a clean, tight ship here on.
Oh, this ship
Quarantine
was
tonight.
not clean.
Yeah,
tonight.
this ship started out dirty. This was a la grown man radio. We've heard some cuss words. We've heard some.
dirty story.
Groping.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I don't care.
Well, I tried Rick and Morty too
Whatever.
upon TJ's recommendation, and I understand that it is intended for Is it intended for a certain audience, or it just happens to be that people that watch it are like clever?
Wait, what?
Is Rick and Morty supposed to be for smart people?
I think it's aimed towards people who have an appetite for intellectual stupidity, if that makes sense.
So they're trying to. There's like an agenda behind their comedy.
Yes, I believe so.
They're
I
trying.
don't think they put it out into the world and be like, I hope someone catches on to this.
Yeah. You watch Rick and Morty?
I don't think it works that way.
Haven't gotten around to it, but I've heard it's highly recommended, and I think I'd appreciate it from what I've heard and from whom I've heard it from.
I felt stupid
We love
by
Big
not.
Mouth.
Big Mouth was good. I got turned off by Big Mouth because it got to a point where I felt like they were being intentionally taboo, just to gross.
Is that
people out.
Is that a show about a largemouth bass?
It is this show about going through puberty, written by Nick Kroll. It starts out very, very funny, and then like my personal feel was that they had lightning in a bottle, and then they just sort of let the lightning overtake the entire show. Like the cool part about the early stories was like it's an animated show where they show very taboo things about going through puberty, and then by the end of it, it was just a contest to see who could create the grossest episode.
What are you looking at, Zane?
Box.
Xbox.
I think I actually remember that.
Trevor Wallace.
I'm sure you have some trivia for quarantine tonight. What are the questions?
In 1888, the Dallas Zoo opened with 4 different animals. Zane, can you name any of those 4 animals? And Neil, can you name any of those 4 animals? You have 15 seconds to deliberate.
It ain't one.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
I would say an elephant, and I would say a gorilla, and I would say a tiger,
Yep.
and I would say a giraffe.
Okay, Zane. Do you have any ideas of animals that might be there?
I will say, is a monkey and a gorilla the same?
No.
No.
Okay, so
You
I'm gonna
should say
say
just a primate, just umbrella primate.
tiger,
Say primate.
gorilla.
Say it.
I also want to say there's a monkey, and but I don't think that would make any sense. And
Wouldn't make sense.
One monkey, one gorilla.
They're not going 50% primate. This isn't a prime.
This is
Primate
like somebody
exhibit.
playing
It's a zoo.
21 questions where they're like, is it a car? Is it a dog? Is it a pencil?
What are your other?
I don't know the fourth. I don't know the fourth animal though.
Throw an animal out.
Tis a cheetah.
Penguin.
All 4 of your responses, gentlemen, were all wrong. It was 2 deer
You mean
and
Both of you were
2
wrong.
mountain lions.
Boring.
so they're only exhibiting 2 species? That's
Yeah, dude, that's
retarded.
the shittiest zoo ever. But it was in the 1800s.
Weren't they donated from a couple in Colorado?
They were, my sweet love. They were. They were donated.
I'm actually thinking more about like a Barnum and Bailey type of deal. I should have known the zoo is like some lame ass shit.
Well, it's in the 1800s.
It was in the 1800s.
Right. I should have gone like dog and hamster.
Oh, okay.
You still
Bonus round.
Sure.
Tiebreaker. I'll actually have another one
Well,
too.
they both lost.
Okay.
On a tiebreaker.
What was the name of the Dallas Cowboys initially? Was it A, it's always been the Cowboys, B, the Texas Rangers, C, the Steers?
B was Rangers.
B is the Texas Rangers.
What's your guess, Zane?
I thought there was Texas. I thought there was already a Texas Ranger, but I thought it's a hockey team or something, right? Or
baseball.
baseball.
I'm
gonna say it's just always been the
I'm gonna
Cowboys.
go with Rangers.
What did you say, Zane?
Always been the Cowboys.
Wow, both wrong again. It's the Steers. They were the Steers first and then the Texas Rangers for like 2 weeks, and then they came out as the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah. What percentage of public school teachers have access to health insurance benefits? Is it A, 28%, B, 58%, C, 63.7%, or D, 99%?
A.
Public school teachers?
Yep.
A for Alpha.
Public school, like, what range of public school teachers, like for kids?
All public school
Or
teachers.
like universities? All public schools.
Like grade schools.
No, like
Grade
middle
school,
high
grade school.
Yeah,
grade
yeah,
school.
all that.
But- I'm sorry, would you say?
Pre-college.
Including or not including?
Not including, just kids going to school.
All right, give me numbers.
50, 70, 68, or 99.
50, 70, 68, 99.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with, I don't know. I'll let Zane go first.
We
Zane,
already
go
went like 8 minutes ago.
Zane said 50. I think you should guess something different.
I said 28%.
Be different. You said 28?
I kind of want to ride with Zane at 50. I'll go, 70 seems like way too whole of a number. That doesn't seem like real. I'll go 68.
99% of public school teachers have access to health insurance. That's why they do it. They got good benefits.
Access to.
Oh, don't blame it on the syntax.
That's
Do
a
you remember
shitty
any other
question.
ones from weeks past?
I was trying-
Well,
Phil, do you
I got a call.
Yeah,
Do you
well, I mean, technically, 100% of people have access to healthcare.
Oh, okay. Here, I remember. We had a speech pathologist last week, and so I don't remember the name. The guy, I don't remember the guy's name, but
the father of
he owed his biggest inspiration to a moment following A, taking a flying lesson, B, hitchhiking, or C, joining a bowling league.
Did you say fisting?
Hitchhiking. Hitchhiking.
Probably hitchhiking or taking or
hitchhiking.
flying
I
an
just said
airplane.
fisting.
That's your guess, Zane?
Pick one, Zane.
I'm gonna say flying an airplane.
I'll take fisting.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow.
The
Bowling
answer
league.
was hitchhiking.
That's what I guessed.
No, you
it's
said so.
not. You said
That is not correct.
You
Y'all
said
y'all aren't hearing me right. I totally said hitchhiking. What do y'all think I said?
I think you said
Dude, y'all are freaking gross, man.
Well, I have to call it a night,
No.
guys.
oh, you gotta go.
I gotta go. I got a
Oh,
big
we're
day.
just catching our second win.
No, man. I just reopened the bottle.
I know you did.
The bottle?
the bottle. No.
I just reopened my bum.
Well, Zane, get that KD ratio up and let us
Yeah.
know if
Yeah,
Rachel.
I think we should have weekly check-ins about your dates. We'll make it like a segment.
will be like your mom.
All right. Well, we'll see about that.
Oh,
This is gonna be-
I
this-
remember. I wanted to ask you one more thing, Zane. I sent you the picture. of
Dane,
that-
is she Jewish?
Is she a mudblood?
Where does that rank on Neil's list of throwable big boobs?
Push
and
over.
Jew- Is Jewish fourth or is it like 20th?
Zane, does she practice or what?
she's not Jewish.
Deal breaker?
No, none of them are.
Not anymore. What?
None of them are. No one's
Oh.
Jewish.
Zane,
Nobody's
Zane, let me
Jewish?
tell you something, Doc. None of these girls are good for you. You need to find yourself a nice Jewish girl.
Thank you, sweetie.
One that can make
Zane, at the store today, I saw that box of matzo balls. It says that you can create a sinker or a floater.
Correct.
Do you prefer sinkers or floaters?
You want them to float.
Why?
Like that
Because
girl.
They're light and hairy. Light and airy.
He likes his balls.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
love the packaging on
Oh,
those
God.
things. They had a bag of chips too that says, "You look thin. Eat something."
That's every Jewish woman's dream.
I like it. I don't know.
To be thin or to eat something.
I probably both. The grandma wants, oh, you need to eat. You need it broken up. You're too skinny.
Listen to this drop by Chet Hanks.
Big up the whole island, massive.
That's Tom
Oh.
Hanks' son.
Colin Hanks.
Doesn't he have two sons?
Shit.
He has
Big
all
up.
sons.
Hey, Neil, can you do a good Jamaican accent?
Yeah, I'm on.
He's drinking a phone.
Why no? I go down there and I give myself a little beer. You know.
That sounds like Lily.
Phil, do you care to?
Oh yeah, sure. You got to get the big shrimp on the Jamaican jerk, boy.
Big up the whole island, massive.
Big up, booyakasha.
You go down there, you get yourself some Scotch bonnets.
I remember
sounds
when we
actually
went to Jamaica and we went to one of them waterfalls. It was an excursion on a cruise, and what I remember most was the taxi driver referred to my mother as "Milady."
That's very nice.
Big up the whole island massive.
What's that from?
That's Chet Hanks. That was
Um,
Chet Hanks on the carpet of the Golden Globes.
Really?
Yes.
Respect my brother. That's basically all I really can say.
Big up
Yeah,
the
man.
whole island.
Nice.
Thailand.
Zane's leaving.
And Zane
I'm
is out of
leaving.
here. Thanks for being with us tonight at Quarantine Tonight.
Tonight.
Bye, Zane.
That
Booyakasha.
was pretty good.
See you guys.
I want to hear some reggae music. Hey, Neil, you
I know I
got good
leave.
taste in music. What's something I should listen to?
What type of music you're looking for?
Give me something like you're usually cruising around in your car like that. A lottie dottie, we likes to party. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. We
You're looking for like
Zydeco.
local music?
like kind of Zydeco, New Orleans, indie bands or something. What you got? I know you always
Oh
got.
man, just go to wwoz.com. Listen to
WWO.
authentic New Orleans radio.
Okay.
WWOZ.
I might hit that up
Oh,
tomorrow.
this weekend was Jazz Fest, man. You really missed out.
Oh, did they do a digital
Because
jazz fest?
They did Jazz Festing in place.
I don't know
So
what
they
was
took a lot of
Jazz
nice sets from Jazz Fest over the last 10 years or so and put them on the radio.
Okay. The year that we went, we saw
Zach Brown Band.
is that
Go
right?
like my chicken fried. Go
I didn't
like
have-
your own fried.
I didn't have a nice time at but
He hates concerts.
I'm biased. I don't like concerts. So I didn't really enjoy Jazz Fest, but I enjoy New Orleans very much.
What beef you got with concerts, Clayton?
Concerts are too inconvenient for me. I like to have convenient access to the restroom, and I don't like large crowds, and I don't like when I'm hot.
He thinks the music is too loud.
Moved to Texas, don't like being hot.
Yeah. Well, I like to be able to control my environment.
Because that's how life should be.
Do you have a small bladder?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Clay, who's your favorite musical group of all time?
I've got terrible taste.
Be serious.
I do not have good taste in music at all. Like if I were to try, so the one artist that I'm sort of proud that I know because I found on my own is Oliver Tree. And he is like this white sort of like comedian, but he's a serious musician, but he's like this meta YouTube personality that also is really an excellent musician. And he's produced these like $1 million music videos, like really guerrilla style on YouTube. And I like his vocal style and I like the message of his music. So that would be, I guess, but like, I remember Luke was the one. Luke like started listening to 311. So I was like, oh, I want to be like my older brother. Like, I like 311. And I was like, no, I don't. I just like that Luke likes it. And then that was the same thing with the ska music. Like, I like ska music.
Love it.
But I don't love it. I find myself listening to classical music more than anything when I'm writing here in the 1L studios.
Yeah, you don't have bad taste. You just don't find anything current that you love.
I asked Melissa a lot. Maybe I'll start listening to that New Orleans station. I was asking her, I was like, I want to educate myself on music, but I don't know where to look for good new stuff. And I don't want to be that guy that's like, I only listen to stuff before it's cool.
SoundCloud.
But I don't have time to be digging through SoundCloud. Like 90% of SoundCloud is garbage, isn't it?
Even don't ask.
Well, I want
I
convenient
have
access to
SoundCloud, but
good
I don't listen
indie
to
music.
Give me the goods. Hey, Clay, I did this like 2 years ago. I just posted up on Facebook and I said, I'm out of touch with music. Like, hit me, Facebook friends, with your good shit from the last 3 years. And people provided.
Maybe you can forward it to
What was the best stuff that you were provided?
Oh, I'm still getting through it. I kind of forgot that I did that, and then I went back just very recently and screenshotted all the
So
names.
nothing really like stuck with you.
No, I've just begun to scratch the surface on some of the stuff.
Have you found any
Okay.
new bands?
Like I only listened to one so far.
I've only heard one song.
No, I've only heard one band so far.
Hey Neil, how many songs do you know?
How many what?
How many songs have you listened to before?
How many songs have I listened to?
Yeah.
In your life?
Oh man, I've probably listened to like maybe 100,000.
How about you, Phil? How many songs do you think you've listened to?
I'm trying to. I mean, I can't do the quick.
Like wait, repeats or like
No, individual. No. Repeats are accepted. How many musical experiences have you had?
That's a toughie.
A million.
Here, I wrote a list of all the concerts I've seen. Let me count because I was just curious to see how many bands I've seen live. So talk about something else while I count.
I've listened to the Avett Brothers whole discography like maybe 5 times, and that's like I think maybe 1,500 songs. And I did that in like a road trip or two.
Did you call them the Avett Brothers? I thought it was Abbott.
Oh, it's Avett Brothers.
Avett.
Oh.
Avett.
Neil, have you seen their documentary on HBO?
Yeah, I've also seen that 10 times.
Is it cool?
I mean, they're my favorite group, so.
They're your favorite group, Neil?
Cool.
Oh, are you gonna play a song?
I'm gonna play him a song.
All right, I love it
when
when
I didn't know Neil was such a.
Yeah. I'm gonna unbutton my tie for this one.
I just gotta
Big music, Clay.
find the damn song. It's what is it called? Murdered in the City. You know, cheery subject matter.
Totally.
Murder in the city. Oh, girl, break it down. We got kids dying, birds flying, spreading corona through the streets.
Yeah,
Everybody's
it's one of
running
my
low
favorites.
on meats. You run to the store and there's no TP. That's
Neil,
what
have
you
you
gotta
listened-
have when you go PP.
Flipping through my book, flipping through my book.
Wait, how many concerts have you been to there?
43 live shows.
Best one? Best, most memorable?
Rage Against the Machine. That was an iconic, like, very much was fearful they wouldn't be together ever again concert. And it was crazy. I also thought I might.
Zach Brown band covered Rage Against the Machine at Jazz Fest, and the Jazz Fest people got pissed.
We want to hear Chicken Fry.
So like a chicken fry.
Basically, because Zach Brown's supposed to be like a family band, and he said at the end of his show, it's like, if you got kids, I recommend that they get out of here. And he gave 5 minutes, and he went into Killing the Name of.
Nice.
And it was so fucking sweet.
All right, here we go. This one goes out to my man Neil. I gotta take out my wedding ring sometimes to play guitar, or else it makes a weird noise. If I get murdered in the city, don't go revenging in my name. One person dead from such is plenty. No need to go get locked away. Sing it, Neil. When I leave your arms, things that I think of. No need to go get over alarm. I'm coming home. I wonder which brother is better. Which one our parents love the most. I sure did get in lots of trouble. They said let the other
We
go.
can let the other go.
A tear fell from my
A
father's
tear fell
eye.
from my father's eye.
I wonder what my dad would
I wonder
say.
what my dad would say.
He said,
He said, I love you, and I'm proud of you both. In so
you got
many
it. You got it. You
different
carried me
ways.
through it.
Yeah, you actually can sing, Neil.
If I get murdered in the city, go read the letter in my
So
death.
it's better than my death.
Don't bother with all my belongings, but pay attention to
But
the
pay
list.
attention to the list.
Make sure my mother knows I love her. Make sure my sister knows the
Make sure your
same.
mother knows the same.
But always remember there's nothing worth sharing like the love that let us share our name. Always remember there's nothing worth sharing like the love that let us share our name. Neil!
Wow, what a nice
Very good. Very good.
collaboration. You guys, that was fun. I like
That
that.
was great call and response, Neil. It was
Yeah,
good.
it was like a little bit of like delay from a satellite orbiting Mars.
Like bad buffering.
Was it? It was behind.
Well, yeah, well, there's a little bit of a delay, but
It
it
was-
was funny. It was.
It was
But
perfectly
well.
behind.
Yeah, it was.
Oh dang it!
I'm impressed. You know the lyrics, Neil. Do you find that you remember lyrics for most songs, or just Abbott Brothers?
I definitely know there's more than anybody else's.
I struggle to differentiate lyrics from the song. I find myself listening to the song as like
From melody.
I just listen to it as a noise experience, and then I don't even have a chance to listen to the lyrics, let alone like the poetry. But I'm sure his phone died. He just
He's gone.
Yeah.
he gone. But
Dude, I'm the same exact way. Lyrics blow so far over my head, and then Jenny's like, "Oh my gosh, such a sad song," and I'm like, "Really?"
That's what I say to Clay.
And
Yeah.
she's like, "You're talking about everybody dying and their family splitting up their belongings and shit." And I was like, "Oh, like I just like the guitar and the cello part." Like,
yeah, it's pretty.
It's lovely. Phil, did you cut the rest of your hair?
yeah, I buzzed the beard and the hair on Thursday, I think, because I just was ready for a change.
Your
God,
call has been
wow.
forwarded to an automated.
Oh wow, yeah, his phone definitely died. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gosh.
All right.
Well, that's an awesome way to end the show.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
was
so much,
perfect.
Phil. That was beautiful.
Phil, you should listen to the Dak Shepard episode with the Avett Brothers. It's really good, and they performed 2 live songs.
Nice. Yeah. I either really like them or have a problem with their vocals sometimes. Sometimes I find his vocals a little shrill or like sharp. But
It's really, really arrogant, like very
Oh.
arrogant people.
But I there's certain songs like I Am Loving You is really good, and If I Get Murdered in the City is like my favorite song, so that's been in my repertoire for a while.
What
yeah.
are some other what would be one that I would know? What's like their radio hit?
They're pretty
Is there a Brooklyn? No, that's the I Am Loving You song.
Brooklyn, take me in. You wear the shades.
Yeah, it's I Am Loving You. They're not like a radio hit band. Like they're too
They're
indie
very
to
like
play.
It seems like
there are
there's
people like Neil who love them.
There's a huge fan base on that, because it's just like it's folk. It's like indie folk that isn't on radio stations unless you're in a cool enough city to have that.
it just strikes me as, and this is my bias coming through, fuddy-duddy bias, that they're like craft brew, like Tennessee Hills version of bluegrass.
Yeah.
They're from the Carolinas.
Yeah, it just seems like a sophisticated version of bluegrass.
Yeah, I mean,
bluegrass
I have plenty of bluegrass experience with my father being in a bluegrass band for my whole childhood. I hate bluegrass personally. Like it's just so
I
like
don't
it's
like it either.
it's
Everyone,
such a
Frantic.
rompous. It's so like I don't want to say it's like too happy. There's just so much shit going on so quick. And it's like boom, 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 boom,
I never understood it. Growing up in Colorado, everyone was obsessed with bluegrass, and I was like,
yeah, a lot
we
of
would go to all the festivals together, and it felt like music that teenagers shouldn't be obsessed with.
yeah. That's weird to have it be mainstream at your age with your peers. That would be odd.
Weird.
I would feel like I was in a freaking time warp.
I felt weird that I didn't like it, but
I did have almost like a religious experience one time driving from Clemson to Chattanooga, going through the back roads, listening to bluegrass. It was so spectacularly beautiful, and that music just like it felt right. Neil, we're talking about bluegrass.
Quarantine tonight?
oh boy.
yeah. No, it's quarantine tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wrong show.
Oh man, did we pass the international dateline?
Neil, we're talking about bluegrass music. Phil's dad was in a bluegrass band growing up, and he was saying that he finds it a little bit too much going on. What's your feeling on bluegrass music?
Bluegrass music has too much going on.
Like a fast-paced mandolin, and you got the stand-up bass, boom, 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 and there's like the nasal. There's always a nasally singer. Clay was doing a pretty good impression.
I think they just fit a lot of music in the 4 bars, and I mean, if you don't like to, you know, get all that action, I get it.
My ears can't handle all that action.
Why is it so fast paced, do you think?
Because they were hitting the shine, and the shine got them all rootin' tootin'.
You gotta go fast. Get the shine away from the police.
I really don't know
I mean, they're slow bluegrass.
the roots of bluegrass music. I do like it. They actually play some bluegrass music on our local station, and I mean, like our music kind of comes from like blues and bluegrass, and like that's where rock and roll comes from, and it's all kind of an amalgamation of. I like it. I can't listen to it every day, but I mean, I'll listen to it for hours at a time, especially when I go onto the North Shore. I kind of get my country kick. That's like my country kick, bluegrass. I dig it. I like it.
I was saying I had a wonderful bluegrass experience driving Sven from Clemson to Chattanooga, driving the back way, not down through Atlanta, but like straight through the Chattahoochee National Forest, listening to some bluegrass CDs. That was pretty nice.
I mean, there's a lot of bluegrass influences in the Avett Brothers.
Yeah, that's how we got here.
What's that?
That's how we got on this topic. Clay, are you not wearing pants?
No, these are shorts.
Yeah, I mean, their music. I mean, shit. They mix everything. They have like bluegrass, screamo, like rock, folk. I mean, they are multifaceted. They don't get old, in my opinion, because everything's kind of different.
How many Avett Brothers are there?
Two.
There's 2. They've got a guy who plays cello and a guy who plays stand-up bass.
Is that an Asian fella?
That's the cello
Yeah,
guy.
Joe Kwan. He's a G.
What instruments he play?
Cello.
He plays a cello.
Stand-up cello. He ain't sitting down.
Yeah.
And these guys are
he does stand up. Whether he's sitting or standing, whatever he does, I dig it. But I like the guy who plays bass. His name is Bob Crawford, and he actually didn't know how to play the bass, but he got invited to what is the word for trying out in music? Audition for them. He's like, I don't know how to do this, but I'm gonna figure it out because these guys are a fucking meal ticket, and I'm gonna figure it out.
That's
He
a
did.
crazy story.
It's in there. It's in their doc. I believe Melissa said. Melissa, didn't you say you saw it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up some Avett Brothers trivia here.
What about Avett Brothers trivia?
I'm trying to find something to ask you. In 2013, they were nominated for a Grammy for Best Americana Album. Can you name that album?
I Am Loving You.
It says The Carpenter.
I was gonna say I Am Loving You is earlier.
Oh, album.
Yeah.
The Once and Future Carpenter.
What?
You said the Once and Future Carpenter got nominated for a.
The Carpenter.
It says The Carpenter is the seventh studio album by the folk rock group the Avett Brothers. The album was produced by Rick Ruben, who produced their previous full-length studio album, I and Love You.
Rick Rubin did not do I Am Loving You, or I don't think he did the Once and Future Carpenter. Where'd you get those facts?
Oh, you liar!
This is on Wikipedia.org.
Which is so accurate.
He did. Rick Rubin did True Sadness.
Okay, here's a good one. The NBC drama Parenthood has used several songs by the Avett Brothers. What song was used in the opening scene of the pilot of the show Parenthood?
Parenthood.
I guess
I've never seen the show, but let me go through their albums. I think I could probably guess it. Can you give me a second to go through their shit?
What are you trying to do? Name all their albums?
No, I'm trying to figure out what song they would use, and I'm trying to go through the albums in which.
You're actually trying to answer the question.
It's probably it's either The Perfect Space or
Phil, you got the album right, just not the song.
It's on I Am Loving You.
Right.
Figure it out, Neil.
It's on I Am Love and Love You. That's not even a good sentence.
I and Love and You.
You gotta listen to the song.
You're actually right. The name of that album is The Carpenter, but I thought they named it after the first song on the album, which is called The Once and Future Carpenter. My bad. My bad. I fucked that up. It's off that album that I was just talking about.
It's off of I and Love and You.
Oh, okay. It's off of that one. Right. Yeah. Right. Not The Perfect Space. It could be Laundry Room or.
Start firing tracks out, Neil.
I hear it. I hear it on the freaking TV all the time. Head full of doubt, road full of promise.
No, it rhymes with slick, dumb fart.
Kick drum fart?
Yeah.
Slick, dumb fart.
Fart.
Right. That's like their most poppy, catchy song, actually.
On January 26, 2018, the band performed this song on Megyn Kelly Today.
Surprised they did that.
What year? 2015?
2018, January 26th, the band performed what song on Megyn Kelly Today?
Was it a cover?
I'm going to say Ain't No Man.
I wish I was. You are not a fan of the Avett Brothers if you don't know what they're playing on Megyn Kelly Today.
All right,
dude.
Guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I think we're all going to wrap it up.
Wait, no,
Neil's still going strong. You should give me more airtime.
Questions about them.
All right, I'll keep asking. You guys go.
Bye, Phil.
You guys go home.
Bye, Neil.
All right.
Bye.
All right, Neil.
Keep asking me weird stuff. Go.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Can you name timeline? They had a lead rhythm and guitar member of the band for a short time in the early 2000s. Can you name that person?
An Avett Brothers lead guitarist?
He was a lead and rhythm guitar player from 2000 to 2001.
2000, 2001. I don't even think they had anything out like as a real
Hey, buddy.
group. No, I have no idea who this person is.
John Toomey.
Members.
John Toomey.
What's his name?
John
Toomey?
Twomey. John Toomey.
I see this person. Oh yeah, he had a very short little stint with them.
There was a drummer from 2010 to 2013. Can you name that person? Before
Jacob
Mike
Edwards.
Marsh came on the scene.
Mike Marsh was after Jacob Edwards.
Jacob Edwards is the correct answer. Hang on, let me play my drop.
That is correct.
Did you hear your boy Chris Farley?
Yes, it did.
I think that you have a very similar comedic style to Chris Farley. Would you agree with that?
I do enjoy that man. He's a very happy-go-lucky, dope type of comedian. I enjoy that.
Okay, here we go. Lightning round.
I like jokes. Okay. Ooh, lightning round. Go.
Lightning round. Once
Okay.
I figure out what to ask.
They're from Concord, North Carolina.
Oh, okay, there we go. There's a good spinoff. Concord, North Carolina trivia.
Oh, frick. Okay. It's like an hour and a half north of Charlotte. Or maybe not even an hour and a half. It might be an hour north of Charlotte.
Oh, it's coming up with the best trivia nights up there. No, I don't want trivia nights. I want trivia information.
Fun fact.
Historic facts.
Yeah. Seth Avett married the chick from Dexter. What was her? Dexter's sister.
Oh, God, I despise that girl.
You despise her?
Yes, I could totally buy into her character early on in that show, but as it got on, I was like, get her out of here.
Yeah, Jennifer Carpenter. I just found her. Yeah, he left his first wife for her, and he wrote a song about their divorce, which is kind of kind of sounds like a very happy song, but it's kind of shitty. It's on True Sadness, I believe. What's it called? Oh yeah, Divorce Separation Blues. It's cute.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that.
There's some yoga.
I don't remember what it was that rubbed me the wrong way about that character, but man, oh man.
Oh yeah, her name was Deb. I remember her name was Deborah.
She was always like frantic, is what I seem to remember. It was kind of like in that Hunger Games thing when the girl's always like, Peter! Peter! The entire last 3 movies were just her screaming PETA, and I feel like that actress, that was her role to play in Dexter.
You should really listen to them, Clay. I think you would actually really, really like them.
Okay. I'm open to new musical education.
Their music isn't like, it's not super complicated, but is very detailed, and they have nice harmonies, and their music isn't about nothing. They sing about stuff. And they have a nice little evolution of their music from way back when to now. Yeah, you're talking about this guitarist I've never heard of. Their first, like, I don't know if you call it an EP or an LP, but their like first like lengthy album was 2002. I don't know anything before that.
What's the difference between an EP and an LP?
One of them's just like a I think E means extended, L means limited. So I think LPs are the short ones and E's are the I don't know.
LP refers to long play. It is a vinyl record. EP refers to extended play. It is something between a single and a full CD.
All right, so which one is longer, extended or long? I think LP is the. Actually, I don't know. You tell me.
LP just means it's a vinyl record.
Okay, EPs are shorter, LPs are longer. I got it. Yeah, you can just like, it'll take you maybe like 6-7 hours to go through all their music, but you won't be upset, I promise.
So how do you do that? You just get on YouTube and start with their first album?
I would. You could go straight through it. Honestly, you wouldn't be upset, I don't think. You might get a little bored through the first 2 albums. Let's see. The first 2 albums. Country Was their first album. Yeah, your first 2 albums you might not dig, but then after that, Mignonette is their next one. And after that, it like takes off in a major way. But the first 2 albums are kind of like their country roots.
Okay. So as a non-music fan, if I'm going to listen to a band and like appreciate what they're doing, are you listening to their stuff like as poetry? Like, are you picking apart the lyrics to figure out like what sort of headspace they're in at the time of writing this?
What lures me to them is their instrumental music firstly, and I kind of listen to their lyrical stuff afterwards. And once I learn what they wrote about, I listen to them. I try to listen to them both simultaneously.
Okay.
They're just as strong lyrically as they are musically.
And when you find yourself listening to a song, are you, before you cut out, that was what I was asking, is like when I hear a song, all I hear is like basically a noise experience, and it's either a pleasant noise experience or a bad one. Like my brain just like chops it all down into one thing. I don't hear the lyrics, let alone like analyze the poetry behind the lyrics. Do you find yourself listening to music differently?
Sometimes I like a song so much musically, melodically, that I can't keep up with the words because I'm so drunk on the sound. And it goes both ways, I guess. Like sometimes maybe a song that sounds shitty, I can't listen to the words, but honestly, I don't think you'll find that to be so with them.
Okay. Would you like to hear a couple of my jokes that you didn't get to hear early in the show?
Please.
Escape rooms are really being hit hard among other businesses in the absolutely, positively non-essential industry.
I like that. I'm not laughing, but I like that.
That's the kind of humor that I think I'm going for is I want people to just think that's good. I'm not going for lols.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm definitely not laughing, but I'm like, yeah, thumbs up on that. Get it.
Can you think of other absolutely positively non-essential businesses?
Laser tag.
Laser tag's a good answer. Here's another one. Facing meat shortages, some Americans are hunting their meals, was a headline run by Reuters on Sunday. Melissa and I can confirm. In fact, we recently enjoyed some plastic owl soup in a little deep fried flamingo. It's like
Plastic owl soup.
yeah, you know how people put those plastic owls in their backyard? So the implication of the joke is that I shot it and ate it.
Yeah. That's the cringeworthy stuff. I enjoy that for what that is. Yes.
Here's another one. This one's kind of chauvinistic. Angry undergrads are suing colleges for billions in refunds and future losses on unfinished MRS degrees.
Yep, there you go. You hit it nail on the head.
I couldn't get married to the rich guy.
I need to compile a list of songs for you to listen to, actually.
Yes, please send me a list. Kim Jong-un appeared in public for the first time today in nearly 3 weeks. The North Korean dictator was apparently attending a Tony Robbins retreat, refinding his nuclear power within.
Oh my gosh.
And here's the last one. 3 movie theaters outside San Antonio became some of the first in the nation to reopen on Saturday. The theaters have apparently repurposed the hot butter dispensers for hand sanitizer.
Bad delivery. I didn't hear that.
I like to envision people squirting large amounts of hand sanitizer on their hands out of butter dispensers.
Clay.
Big up the whole island, massive.
You out of here?
Clay, I would basically skip all of Carolina Jubilee, and I would go straight from Country Was to Mignonette. Mignonette is really like where they come into their own. But I think you should listen to their very first one.
Okay.
And then go into number 3.
First, third. And do you have to listen to? Do you listen to it straight through? Is that the way to do it? Does one song build on another, or are all songs independent?
They're independent songs, but I'm going through actually their first album, and I love 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I love 1, 2, 3, 4. I love half of them.
Okay. What's that one band that you play? I want to play that song "Lottie Dottie." We likes to party.
That's Rebirth. Look, if you're looking for something along that pace, I think listen to this band called Wolfpack. They're very more technically. They're almost I wouldn't say 100% instrumental, but they're mostly based on their sound, and their lyrics are basically like thoughtlessness, but they have like their cool little quippy lines. Their music is super tight and might blow your face off.
Zoltek?
Wolf, like Wolfpack, but in German, Wolfpack.
Wolftech stretch rapper combo? No, that's
Vulfpeck.
ZULPTEC? V is in Victor?
V is in Victor, U umbrella, L is lefty, F is in fuck, P is in pussy, E isn't ecstasy. C isn't cunt. K isn't ketamine.
Hey-oh.
You got that?
There's a whole bit in that. The Fearless Flyers, is that a good one?
That's an offshoot of their group. They have like 6 offshoots of their group because they all kind of like it's like incestuous in their group. Like they all kind of make small groups within themselves. Fearless Flyers are almost strictly instrumental. I think they are strictly instrumental. Yeah. Actually, they do. They cover Under the Sea from Little Mermaid, and it's such a tight little jam. It's so good.
Oh, let me hear this.
Turn it on.
I'm turning. I like the guy in the back that's just like staring at the floor in no motion. See, this is the kind of stuff I need you to tell me about. This I can get into. I like it. That looks like Zane.
Yeah, he does. The bass player, Joe Dart.
For my brief time attempting to play guitar, I have such an unbelievable respect for guitar players.
I can't hear you.
I'm just saying, from my brief attempt at playing guitar, I have such an unbelievable respect for folks that have figured out how to play at that level.
So the guitarist Corey Wong is like a standalone star. You know, like he doesn't need the group. Like he has like maybe like 3-4 albums. He's spectacular. Joe Dart's fine, but he doesn't have his own gig. He plays like in all the side gigs, but he's not like the main guy, but he's pretty solid. Yeah. So they have Fearless Flyers, they have Corey Wong, and they have like a super funk little side project called Woody and Jeremy, and they're not very like, it's kind of like fast food funk, but they're super tasty.
Fast
I love all
food
their
funk.
shit.
What do you mean by
What?
fast? What do you mean by fast food funk?
Like, you know, fast food music, like pop music, like it's not very deep, but it's like got a nice little hook to it.
Oh, okay.
And the words are catchy. Like you can listen to it for 2 weeks and like be super high on it, and then after you lose your high, it's like there's really nothing left to it. It's kind of like empty, but it's really fun.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna check these guys out. I like their vibe. And
okay, so Woody and Jeremy, this is their first little album as a side project, but there's like one like lemon on their album, but the rest of it's nice. Too Hot in LA is fantastic. Hollywood Witches is great, and Work Together. Those are like their best 3.
okay, I got it written down, and I got to shut it down, as Big Al says.
You're a pussy.
I'm taking my talents to a couple days a week over to visit with Cop Doggy, helping out at the GCOD.
Wait, you doing what?
I'm helping out at Coppage's course for a few days a week.
what you doing over there? The
Just
shop?
golf proing.
Golf pro in.
But I'll have teaching.
Hey,
I'll have teaching cribs.
Listen to all the side projects. I want to know which ones you like best.
Okay. I will
right,
do
cool.
it. Good talking to you, buddy.
You too, man.
Love you.
Night.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.